spicy.
Hello, dear friends. We're back. It's time to Dungeons and Dragons. With us, the High Rolls crew, I am your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, and joining me, my good friends. Full introductions, because it's been a week. Tom's spinning around on his chair. I'm going to wait for a full rotation.
There it is.
There we go. Okay,
Commit.
thanks, Tom. Great. While he does that, I'm joined by... I'm going to check my sides. This side, Kim Richards, Chris Trott, Katie Morrison, Tom Hazel, and Rhiannon Gower. And welcome to one of the least professional Dungeons and Dragons streams. Hey, if you're watching us over on the Wizards D&D channel, because they are hosting us right now, thanks for tuning in. Welcome. Enjoy the show.
Hello.
Enjoy the show.
very
We also
much.
stream over on our channel, twitch.tv/HighRollersD&D, as well as twitch.tv/Yogscast. So welcome all of you, wherever you are watching. You are welcome and loved. And we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons today. Before we get into everything, no sponsors or any other major messages this week, except for one. And I'm going to pass it over to my good friend Kim to talk about raising money for charity this way.
Hey everybody, so you know by now the drill. I come and talk about racism and how racism makes people sad. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who turned up to my fundraiser for End the Virus of Racism, which is a charity I'm working with to set up the UK's first ever non-profit organisation to help tackle racism against East and Southeast Asians in the UK. So yeah, thank you everyone who came and helped out with that. I'm here today though I'm once again asking you to dig deep. It's been payday. Because the fundraiser, the crowdfunder, is currently £95 away from 17 grand. And we'd really like to end the weekend on 17 grand. £95 away. So if you feel generous, if you're feeling, spicy today, take a look at the link in chat. I think Nightjar will spam it presently. And yeah, let's see if you can get us up to 17 grand. Why should you do it? Well, we've just had new data literally this week from the Met Office in the UK showing a second increase in hate crimes against East and Southeast Asian people since the end of lockdown in England. So, yeah, it's still ongoing. We still need your help. Now more than ever, we need to set up this organization. So, yeah, take a look at the charity and expect more fundraising from me. But yeah, £95. Get us there. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love you. Link should be in chat. Go and check that out. And we really appreciate any support towards the charity. And also just a big thank you to people who are supporting us. I've seen a lot of mentions in chat. We tend to do things like reading out donations and mentioning subs at the end of the stream. So we haven't forgotten about you, just in case you're new. If you're sending a lovely message, a donation or a sub, we appreciate it, but we read them at the end so it doesn't interrupt the flow. And speaking of flow, anything else from anybody else? Otherwise, we will jump into a video and then some recap.
Speaking of flow.
Let's use the word Dungeons and Dragons as a verb again.
No, Tom. Let's run the video. Welcome back to Aerois. Last time, our party have been traveling through the astral sea, a great swathe of space that connects the various planes of the multiverse. They're traveling aboard the ship, the Twin Star Longbow, with the aid of its Medusa captain, Thalia. Our party have nearly reached their homeworld of Aerois. However, to reach it, they must pass through the shifting straits, an ancient barrier of huge ice chunks and debris that has been used to hide Aerois away from the other planes. But hidden amongst the ice was a very powerful threat. A giant serpent made of frost and stars, a colossal being that dwarfed anything the party had seen before, its body covered in wrecks of many other astral ships, including several warships of the Valkyrian Empire. And it was in one of these warships that the party noticed a taint from the presence of Hadar, the Hungering One. Deciding to cleanse the ship of the Hadar presence, the party made a desperate attempt to land and made their way into the crashed ship. Inside, they found a death tyrant, a powerful agent of Hadar, who was trying to feed off the energy of a fragment of Tiangong, an Eterna that Nova Vija has made a pact with. Defeating the tyrant came at no small cost, with Lucius Virian Eloin Elanasto permanently turned to stone, and several of the party members heavily injured and narrowly escaping worse fates. Now, they must return to their ship and confront the last two obstacles keeping them from returning home. Sentry, the Guardian Paladin, has stepped out into the freezing winds of the creature's body and is trying to heal its ages-old wounds, connecting briefly with its psyche. And that is, my friends, the very moment we are going to begin today. Sentry, you had rushed out, leaving the relative safety of this crashed ancient warship, and stepping out onto the back of this giant, this colossal, gargantuan, one might say, frost worm, this kind of like frost and star snake. You had made your way over to this jagged scar where this crash ship had torn through the creature's body. You'd laid your hands down and had tried to heal it. And in doing so, you felt this connection and you felt this voice enter your mind. And it spoke to you. To clarify, it's speaking to you not in common, but in a language called Primordial, which I've already checked and Sentry does understand. And yeah, the words that formed in your head were, "Who are you?" So what does Sentry do whilst these raging, freezing winds blow around you?
I think Sentry would stand tall and try and look brave and confident. And she would say, "I am Sentinel Prime, descendant of Root Prime, and those that came before him."
The voice kind of forms in your head. Prime, Root, we do not know these things. You are not Valkyrian. You are not Hadar. But I do not know you. I must protect the Star Child's legacy. I must not allow any to pass. Threats must be destroyed. Sentry, you are going to take another 5 points of cold damage as the environment of this whole place, you feel the frost building up on your armor. And you can feel that there's like not just this is telepathic, but it is speaking to you in this ancient primordial language. But there is this connection there as well. This isn't just like you're speaking to it. You get a sense that it can feel your emotions. It can detect things that you imagine. Like it's reading your thoughts as well as your emotions and the kind of force around you.
Please calm your fury. We're trying to get to Aerois. We are from Aerois. We need to pass through.
You are unfamiliar. Your construction is that of old magic. I can feel a Genesis relic within you.
You are correct. I carry the Prime Matrix within me.
Why do you bring this to Aerois? The Star Child's legacy is a world of peace.
Aerois is soon to become a world without peace, unless we pass through. Hadar and Starbane are coming. You felt them yourself.
I am built to protect from them. Many Valkyrian ships have passed. I have destroyed some, but many others. They have found hidden ways past me through the ice. Now they gather, forced away by the sun ship, the Star Child's creation. But, Hadar, you have destroyed its agent, its infection, but you are not strong enough to stop it.
Then join us. Fight with us. We're on the same side. Please. Whatever else is coming, Hadar, Starbane, all they'll bring is death and destruction. You can help prevent that.
While Sentry is doing this, what is everyone else? I know, Nova, you had stayed behind in the main hangar with the Shard of Tiangong. Lucius is turned to stone. He's got his finger up, so I'm going to assume this is a Chris Trott question.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel pretty called out. But you're not wrong, Mark, so carry on.
There wasn't anything that you would like to do? You just wanted to make
I
the
was
point
just
that
gonna
you're
say,
stone?
I just need to get into roleplay.
Okay. Right, okay, good. Thank you, Chris Trott.
Yeah.
I mean, Ayla and Quill, you'd moved up with Sentry. You have, I believe, you have the Magitech bike that you had recovered, the Akira bike, with Lucius precariously balanced, and I'm
Lucius
guessing
is, like,
roped to it.
Planking on the bike, and we're just trying to make sure that he doesn't, topple.
Yeah.
That's our
Yeah.
main job right now, is making
You
sure
guys
the
had moved
statue of
up-
Lucius doesn't topple.
Well, you guys can see, the door is open and you can look out. There's this freezing wind blowing in, but you're kind of safe from it as long as you remain in the ship. But you can see Sentry stood out on the back of this creature, and you can see this thick layer of frost is beginning to crawl up her limbs. She appears to be speaking to something, but you can't really hear what it's saying back. Do you guys do anything?
So we've got the shard, haven't we? And
No.
No,
Nova is with the
Nova
shard. No. You
'cause
picked up
the
a few
plan
magic
was-
items. Ayla has a bag full of platinum bars, and you have this Magitech bike.
yeah, I think the
I-
original plan was to drop off Lucius and go back for Nova on the bike. But I can't remember who was doing that.
I think Nova was going to catch up to us because she
Yeah,
doesn't
I can
need
teleport.
to breathe
Oh,
or
of
can
course, yeah.
teleport. So,
Because the power's
can
going to go
I-
out.
Can I go and join Sentry?
You can, yeah. So you begin wading away. You're immediately going to take 5 points of cold damage, Ayla, as you're kind of pressing through these freezing cold winds. And as you stand next to Sentry, you can feel this presence more emanating from her, some sort of connection. You can even see strands of starlight flowing up from the ice, and they're now kind of, touching, caressing Sentry's fingers, her limbs, the golden matrix in the center of her constructed body. You can see all these kind of wisps of starlight. You can hear a voice, but does Ayla speak Primordial?
No.
Then to you, it sounds, to your ears, it would almost sound like the creaking and crashing of, great icial glaciers. The kind of hum, the background hum of astral space, all kind of merged into this warbling, heavy tone. But you can feel that Sentry is deep in some sort of connection with this thing. Sentry, after your words to the creature, you hear back.
I am bound. I was created by the Star Child and bound to these icy plains. I cannot leave this place. I cannot help beyond protecting from here. If you truly do not seek to harm Aerois, you must show me how. You travel with this one.
And you feel Ayla's presence. You can see Ayla approach you through the ice.
This one once served Valkyrian. I feel I have seen this one's kind before. They have come as warriors in his name.
She served against her will. Starbane twists people, turns them against good people. Ayla's not a bad person. She fights with us.
I do not know if I can trust you, strange creature that I do not know, or I can trust those who once served my enemy. You are not children of the Star Child. You are not her wards or her creations.
We know her daughter.
Can I put my hand on Sentry's arm just to let her know that I'm here, and just in the earring say to her, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Sure.
Anything. I don't know how to help. I can't understand it.
You both are going to take 5 more cold damage as this conversation continues building, like you are literally being frozen by the atmosphere. Tom, did you want to do anything? Or are you just like...
well, I mean,
watching?
just waiting for, the call.
Okay, alright, sure. I feel bad, yeah. So, Sentry, in your mind you hear...
There is no daughter. The Titans live upon Aerois.
Siaska and Starbane had a child.
This cannot be true. He is the enemy. I was built to defend from him.
They were in love, and they had a child. And we've met her, and we know where she is. If we can rescue her and bring her back to Aerois, she might be our chance.
I do not understand these. You speak things that cannot be true.
You can get the sense that this thing, it's not quite unintelligent, but there is almost like a bestial kind of primality to it. Like higher concepts like love, things like that, it almost doesn't seem to quite fully understand in that sense. Based on this connection, this magical kind of moment you have, this thing is old, but it's also... It is the ice, and it is astral space itself. It's like those things have been brought to life. This is elemental in nature, almost. This isn't like a sentient thinking being. It is what it is. Its kind of base nature is perhaps more simple than that. Well, I can give you a minute to think, because I can check in with our resident Magitech Air Ganassi, Nova Vija. What is Nova doing, Kim? So you are surrounded in the very dark chamber, this kind of hangar bay, almost like a kind of sci-fi-esque hangar bay with all sorts of Magitech everywhere, and in the middle is just this very faint blue glow coming from this shield, this shard of Tiangong that you are currently stood outside.
So guessing I probably would check in with the crew. This is probably running parallel to when Sentry starts talking to the Primordial, to the Frost Warden, checking that they've made it to the edge of the ship so they're safe, and then I guess I would stand in front of the shield shard, and look at Tiangong in my hand, and I guess go, "Are you ready?" And then
yes,
as soon as I hear that, try to summon the shield.
Okay. You get the sense that now there is no longer this kind of prevalent threat. The shard reacts, and you can sense this trepidation, but the shard, the weapon in your hand, pulses with power, kind of flows through you, and you watch as the shimmering blue field slowly kind of fades away in parts, as if, slowly breaking away. And yeah, you see that the shield breaks down and the shield shard begins slowly floating towards you. What do you do?
I guess I would hold out Tiangong in my hand and yeah, just wait for it to approach.
Kind of hold out the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that, and you see as the 2 points, the tip of the shield and the tip of the sword, the front of the shield, as they become almost touching, there is a flash of light, and suddenly the shield form of Tiangong breaks down into little pixels of light, and it is all just drawn into the blade. You can go ahead and add, if you search in D&D Beyond, Tiangong Shard Shield. So you've already got Tiangong Edge of the Galaxy or something of the Galaxy, but yeah, this is called Tiangong Shard Shield. It's an independent item. So the way that this works is, as a bonus action, you can pull the shield out of the blade, basically, so it forms around your hand, and it becomes a separate shield that you wield. But the other thing it does is it also... so it acts as a normal shield. It doesn't give you any additional AC over what a normal shield does, but it does increase Tiangong's sentient intelligence. And as you form the shield along your wrist, this kind of same blue-black crystalline glowing shield, you hear in your head... I'm trying to think of the word.
Maybe.
No, you hear progress.
A new word! How many new words do you know?
Some.
How do you feel? How are you? How are you?
Trying to think of one word answers given its motions and its current situation. Better.
Good. I'm so happy. We're getting there. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't
Congratulations.
wait. I can't wait. No, congratulations to you. You're the one leading me to all these things. I'm so
Incorrect.
excited. Okay. I guess we better go. I have so many questions for
Affirmative.
you. But we better go before and join the others before this station shuts down. Are you okay? Can we? Yeah, true. Oh god, you're really chatty. Or are you? I don't know. Or is it me? I'm so nervous. We almost died. I was a statue. Lucius is a statue. Oh my gosh.
Destabilizing.
Yeah, I think I am destabilizing. Let's
You're not.
go.
Well, yeah, you're not sure whether he's talking about the hanger around you or you yourself, or they are talking about you. But yeah, you can feel that there is a more completed personality there. It is limited, so Tiangong, the more it speaks, the more energy it drains, so it will get quieter the more it speaks. So it's kind of you don't want to talk
Like
to it
Furby.
all the time. Well, not to Nova. It's kind of like a Furby. But yeah, and you feel it connect. Without Tiangong, any residual light that was in this hangar bay begins shutting down. And you can already tell various systems are disabling. The Magitech that was being powered, that kept it warm, kept oxygen, they are fading. It's getting colder. And yeah, even if you start making your way, as you start to leave, you can already tell that, yeah, there's only a limited amount of oxygen in this place and it's going to go. So what would you like to do?
I guess before it all starts going down, I think just RP wise, Nova just wants to take a deep breath and go, excuse me, Tiangong, I just need to get something out of my system. Take a deep breath and just scream at the top of my lungs, because she just needs to get it out. Because, the last few days, it's been really stressful. Other side of the galaxy, Gratz, Lucius's statue, Death Tyrant.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
Done. Move.
Quill, you definitely, maybe after like a few seconds, you hear a very faint echo with your incredible perception. You do hear a very faint from down this deep in
Nova,
the corridor.
Are you okay? Nova?
I'm fine. I have Tiangong. I'm coming back. It's all fine. It's good. Just a little bit of therapy.
Okay,
Fine.
come quick. Sentry.
Yeah,
and
it's
Ayla
quite
are
a
not
distance
looking
to
good.
get back to those guys. So are you teleporting? Or are you just going to run,
So-
Nova?
I will cast Far Step. which allows me to teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. It's technically a
And that's
bonus
an action,
action.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Bonus
So you could move, dash, and then bonus
Um,
action, fast step every turn. How long does it last?
It lasts a minute, so I don't know how much.
Okay.
Like,
Well, it'll speed
that
you
would,
up significantly. It'll still
yeah.
speed you up significantly because it's like an extra 60
Yeah.
foot of movement every turn, basically. Okay, cool. Well, while Nova is hurriedly making their way back to the entrance, Sentry and Ayla, anything from you guys? Sentry, I guess specifically, as Ayla can't speak to this creature.
I think I'll message ring Ayla and just say to Ayla, this being is really old, extremely old. He doesn't trust us. We're new to him.
Okay. I guess we just need to show him we're not trying to sneak past him or anything. We're trying to help him. Does he understand that?
I think so. A little bit.
Can I just kneel down and put my hammer down and put a hand on its back? Just trying to sort of
freezing cold,
show
but yeah, sure.
No desire to hurt him.
Ooh, that's a thing I hadn't thought about. Okay, as you touch its back, you've always said that Ayla occasionally just has like flashes of lightning up and down her arm. Is that all the time, or is that like only when she's mad? Like, are there any sort of like traces of lightning now?
Tends to be when she's angry, but I don't know how much of the residual would be sort of.
Sure.
She could try. She
sure.
could,
do you want to?
Like, but I don't want to hurt it. So
DM bait.
No,
so do you, I mean, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I think she wouldn't be. She'd
This
be
thing's
trying
pretty
to be
big.
calm.
I don't think a little
But
bit of lightning is going to hurt this thing.
Yeah,
The tickle.
But it's a violent action, you know? She's trying to be a good barbarian and not get mad. I don't know if it would be able to sense that power within her, though, given that...
Maybe. So as you touch down, first of all, it's freezing cold. And it's not like touching... It's like touching solid ice, but it's less substantial than that. You can almost feel that there is some give, and it's almost like touching the purple mist of the astral sea mixed in with this freezing cold temperature. But as you do, Sentry, you get a sense in your mind.
This one, I feel his presence. This one has a divine's touch. The Storm King. The Storm King's power is in this one. That is not
She means
possible.
you no harm. None of us do. We're just trying to get home.
What does Sentry think of? Like, are you thinking of anything in particular when you say all of this? Like, are you drawing on sort of like any memories or power or anything?
She's just thinking back to... She's just thinking about Aerois. She's thinking about all the friends she's made. She's thinking about Rose Hall, Solvin. She just wants to go home.
Yeah, okay. You can feel this swelling trepidation, I would call it. There is an anxiousness, a kind of momentary pause. The creature is not moving. You know, whatever it was doing, it's definitely not doing anything violent, but almost as if waiting for something. As in, you know, somebody that's on a knife edge, an animal that could either fight or flee at the drop of a pin. One false step on either side, or one step on either side, will either drive this creature to, you know, mistrust and drive it to attack, or could gain its trust.
Like I said before, we're on the same side. That Hadar spawn within you is gone. But more will be coming. We know that. More of Starbane will be coming. But if you let us through, we might be able to stop it.
Thinks for a
Aerois
moment.
is our home.
Perhaps this is true. I can sense you carry many, many souls within you. There is ancient magic at your heart construct. And this one, she has been touched by the Storm King, the first of the lightning, the hero of ages. These are good things. I will allow you to pass, and it shall be for the Son of Flames to judge you.
And you just feel the creature kind of go more still. You are going to both take 5 more points of cold damage as all of this conversation has continued to build up around you. And the ice, that is not the creature attacking you. That is just, it is so unbelievably cold on this thing's body that being stood on it is just so cold. It's hot. It's hurting. Your skin is blistering. It feels tight, painful almost. It's cracking from dryness. Well, Sentry doesn't have skin, but same logic applies. All the wood in your joints, becoming stiff, tense. Cool. What do you guys do? What does everyone do?
Ayla doesn't know yet that they've said.
I know.
She's like, Sentry, would it help if the other guys were here, and if they put their hands up? We come in peace, kind of a dealio.
It's okay, Ayla.
No?
You really helped. It saw you.
I did
it
think.
felt you. We're fine.
Did I accidentally zap it with lightning because I was really trying not to do that? Okay.
It says something about the Storm King power.
Oh, that guy that keeps cropping up. Who knows? Yeah. We'll deal with that problem at some point. Gift problem? I don't really know what it is. That is terrific. Now we just need Nova to get us a portal and make Lucius not a statue anymore. And then we can call this a successful day.
Yes.
You do, those of you who have the messenger rings, Thalia contacts you over them. I don't know what you did, but this thing does seem to have stopped attacking. Am I safe to approach?
Has it cloaked the ship in any way? It was meant to do that, for us to see Palador.
I certainly don't think it has. I'm not seeing any sort of magical effect from it.
Sentry, can you ask it if it can do that? Tell Palador that we are who, we said? Huh? Quill, what exactly did he say that he wanted to see?
Oh, just we would be cloaked by the Guardian, protecting Aerois, so Palador would know it was us. That was it.
I'm looking at
if you guys continue staying out on the creature's body, by the way, it's going to be another 5 points of cold damage.
Can you help me get Lucius down, by the way? He's very heavy.
Oh, I'll scoot back and help Quill with Lucius.
Okay, Sentry,
Thank
you going to stay
I'm
out?
so
or
tired.
I should probably ask.
Okay. You're going to take 5 more points of cold damage if you stay out, but you'll be able to have a short conversation.
That's fine. Yeah.
What'd you ask?
I'll just ask, would we be safe from the sun ship?
That is not for me to decide. I am the outer defense. The sun ship is the inner defense. I can allow you to pass through my domain, aid you. But once you arrive there, that is for the Son of Flame to decide. But be warned, Valkyrian patrols past my defenses too. Many years ago he found a way past my barriers. I have killed many of Valkyrian ships, but not all.
Well, hopefully once we get home, we'll be able to help too.
I
Thank
will
you.
do what I can, but I am old and I am injured. The Star Child has been missing for so long. She no longer attends to me, replenishes me. Without her, I cannot leave this place.
I promise you, we will do everything we can.
That will be seen. Construct Prime.
I give
Just
you my
seems
word.
to go quiet. Okay. It takes you not too long, Nova, but probably by the time this is wrapping up is when you are sort of arriving at the end of the corridor with Quill and Ayla now, who has joined him, and a stone-form Lucius, who Chris Trotter's had to be quiet this entire time. I'm sure it's agony for him.
Hi, I'm here. I have a shield. Tango has a shield. Tango can say more
Nova,
than yes and no.
Nova. It's real cold outside. Sentry's a bit frozen. Can we?
It's also starting to
I'm
get
on
very
rope.
cold in here as well, by the way.
Yes.
Air's
are we
getting a bit
safe? Are we
thin
safe?
too.
Is the big astral serpent? Is it okay? Have we been covered in its essence?
We're good.
Is that what's happening? Yes.
Protector.
Covered in
Yes.
its essence.
You all
Not
hear
some-
Tiangong, by the way. You all, anybody who stood near Nova hears this protector.
That's not
Come
the word
from the
maybe. I expected
word.
maybe. Protector is a lot.
Let's have this conversation aboard a nice toasty ship, shall
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's noticed, but the oxygen is getting a bit thin.
Yeah,
bit
little bit.
thin.
we?
I'm surprised
shall
you
I-
noticed.
I keep a monitor of it for you because you can't. You need it to breathe.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Let's go then.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you are not in any danger. So with the messenger rings, you can just tell Thalia it's safe to approach. And if Sentry basically is like, please don't attack our astral ship, please, Mr. Ancient Primordial Serpent thing, Thalia can basically descend low enough where you'll probably still need to use the gates, Nova, if you still have the arcane gate, just because
still got arcane
she can't fully land the ship. But you can do enough to kind of like transport everything through. Getting the... How big is the arcane gate, by the way? Like,
So 10 feet in diameter.
it's big enough for the bike. That was my main question.
No, I checked
so yeah,
last time. 'cause
it's
I was,
Free
yeah.
bike.
yeah. So this Magitech bike, which is this very sleek black purple crystalline thing, you just managed to get it through the gateway into the main living area of the Twin Star. You can see Kyrie, the harpy, kind of yelps a bit as everything is kind of being pulled through. And then when she sees Lucius turn to stone, she kind of lets out like a Thalia, Lucius is made of rock. Is that... What should I do? Thalia just manages to kind of look behind her and is like, not really going to worry about it right now, my dear. Do we have everyone? Is everyone clear? Everybody...
One,
Can we
two,
go?
3, 4, 5.
1, 2,
Bike.
3, 4,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, bike. Yep, we got the bike too. Let's go.
All right, good.
Let's go.
And then you just feel the kind of thrum of power as the Twin Star Longbow pulls away from this ancient creature. It moves very rapidly, quickly, and brings its face directly looking into the Twin Star's cockpit. And you all see this giant, luminous, glowing blue, made of constellations face with these, eyes that look like nebula. Just stares into you, and anybody who speaks Primordial, which I believe is Nova and Sentry, I don't think Quill speaks it.
Nope.
You understand its words of...
You will be the first I have allowed past my domain. If you bring a threat to Aerois, the Son of Flames will eradicate more than just your vessel, than your bodies. He will eradicate your minds and your souls. Do not betray this chance.
And then it moves, and it seems to head straight into one of these huge icy glaciers, but rather than impact, it just flies into it and seems to just get sucked into the ice itself. And then it is gone.
Okay. Okay. We're safe. Sentry, well done.
For now. Well, we're not done yet. We have to get past the sunship.
You do notice the shifting straits, all these floating like asteroids and shapes made of ice. They begin very much on purpose drifting, and a corridor of them begins opening as different ones are moved and pulled out of the way, and they begin forming a corridor that leads away from your current location.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Another
worst
one.
enemy.
We're toast.
Corridor. But no wreath or anything like that from the Guardian.
It does not appear to be any sort of like, there is no spell that you can see that's being cast on the ship, or like, there's no physical effect, it seems.
We got his verbal blessing.
Yeah,
Did-
he said
That's good,
Talador
right?
would judge
Kim,
us.
Kim, what's the actual words that he said? Because I know you've got them written.
Bathe your ship in its essence. It says, restore the mind of the Guardian, the Protector, and bathe your ship in its essence.
Seemingly, you're not sure what that means, but there's not any sort of like effect around the ship or anything like that.
I mean, we've been in the area and we got out of it, so maybe.
Shall I take this mysterious corridor that's been opened up for us, or are we not taking that?
I guess so. Sentry, did you ask about its essence and bathing in it? Is it gooey? I don't know.
I asked if we'd be safe from the sunship, but he said Palador would judge us. I suppose it's up to Palador to decide if we're worthy of going through.
Oh,
As long as
ambiguous.
Palador gives us the time, then me and Ayla can talk to him.
I'm
He
really
knows
good
us.
at talking to people. It's a real
Yeah.
skill set I have.
Well, you certainly
great.
calmed the astral snake down, that's for sure.
That's good to
You
know.
really helped.
I can calm people, guys. Calm things and stuff. Did a thing. Anyway, continue. How do we make Lucius not a statue again?
How long until we're there, Talia?
It's difficult to say. Now that we've had this opened up for us, I mean, I don't know how far this goes, these shifting straits. It could be a few hours. I imagine it won't take me more than a few hours.
With a long rest and another chunk of gold,
Diamond dust.
Diamond dust, I can probably bring him back. But until then,
Tiangong, is there anything you can do?
Negative. Negative.
negative
Sorry,
and
Lucius. I tried. Just pat Stone Lucius.
Petrification.
no.
Yeah.
Thalia just looks is like, well, on that note, and she begins adjusting the course, and the Twin Star Longbow begins kind of, going down this corridor of ice, this kind of sphere, and you can see that all of the pieces are still independent chunks. They haven't fused together, but they're kind of rotating, and they've been moved into a way that gives you this perfect cylinder, to travel through. Do you start trying to take a long rest, Quill? Are you going to begin the process of a long rest? Is everyone going to begin the process of a long rest?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I don't really
short rest,
see
yeah.
much else to do in this time
You
traveling.
don't have to sleep. A long rest is just a period of resting time, so you can sit in the cockpit
yeah.
or whatever and do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe sort of an hour into the journey, this cylinder never changes. Like, you can see up ahead, occasionally there are these giant chunks of ice, and you think, oh god, there's more ice ahead of us, and then it just moves out the way, as if something is gently plucking it and moving it so that it provides this safe passageway.
Nice.
And then you notice that tiny, tiny fragments of the ice begin sort of drifting away, and as the ship is moving through them, it's picking up these trails of effervescent, ice trails and ice particles. Starlight, the very purple essence of the astral sea, begins merging and almost creating like this glow around the twin star as it passes, leaving these long tendril-like trails behind it as it moves. And eventually, after only 2 hours, I'm afraid, not long enough to get a long rest. I'm sorry, Trot. The corridor comes to an end, and it looks out onto a new scene. A scene that is both familiar, but in a strange way. Because now, rather than looking out up into the night sky from below Aerois, you are looking onto Aerois from far away.
Finally.
You can see in the distance a tiny, beautiful, colourful planet enshrouded by a multicolored sort of barrier, a shimmering prismatic sphere that shifts and changes in hue and color, that protects the planet itself. You can see a small, very, very bright light that is moving around the planet, but perhaps more threateningly, as you emerge from this corridor, you also see in the distance 10, 20, 30 Valkyrian ships, edged at the very, very edge of the distance, this gulf of space between the edge of the shifting straits and Aerois itself. All of these 30 black and purple crystalline ships that you have seen crashed versions of, but these are now, blossomed with light and life. You can see smaller ships coming and going between them. You can see flashes of magic. There's even a similar station, a kind of cylindrical kind of tower with rings built around it, similar to Aegis 5, the ruined station that you explored once, and it projects a kind of trapezoid-shaped barrier around many of the ships, creating a safe haven. And at the very center of this fleet is an enormous ship. Twice, 3 times longer than any other one, shaped like a blade, like its hilt kind of spreading out, a handle behind it, and then a long, flat, narrow blade itself. A flagship at the very heart of the Valkyrian fleet. And in between this space, between the fleet and Aerois, you can see a battlefield that has existed for centuries. Dozens of Valkyrian warships, older wrecks that seem ancient, perhaps different in design that you've ever recognized, litter the space between the two of you. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, this sword ship, does it look anything like Tiangong?
Well, I think, Nova would say to Tiangong, is that the Tassadar?
Tassadar. Affirmative.
Yes?
Oh, shit. No!
Oh, fuck.
Come on!
Friend.
It's right here.
Where else would it be, Thomas? Where else would the Tassadar be?
I know!
Can you
Yes,
communicate?
indeed. With this moment of realization, this is the ship. This is Callus Valkyrian, your enemy, I suppose, if you want to call him that. This is one of his flagships, and it is where Valor, your old companion, Callus's and Siaska's daughter, is currently being held, shall we say.
Right.
Okay.
Tiangong,
Right.
can you communicate with Tassadar?
Negative.
But can you feel them?
Affirmative.
Right.
Connected.
Well, looks like that's where we're going.
How do we get
Not
through
right
the
now,
other?
we're not.
We have to get through all these other ships.
Yes, Nova, my dear, I've got to say, the Twin Star is fast, but one small pirate ship against a Valkyrian fleet is certainly not, well, it's not possible. I can maybe get us to your planet before their cannons can tear us apart, maybe. With all this debris and the ship's speed, if they haven't noticed us, I think I can make the distance, but this is a one-shot thing. If I don't make it, if this sun ship of yours doesn't let us pass, we're finished. They'll tear us apart.
I know, but we're having to go there eventually, right? We said we'd get Valor. We said we'd join the Resistance, and they would help us. Remember?
We did say
Wings
that,
of
but
Ishtar.
we're very much... We're not in a fighting state right now. Lucius is a statue. This is not
I'm
They're
going.
not ready to go yet.
time.
Frankly,
know,
my dear,
I know.
I'm putting my foot down on this. This is that is your business. My job was to get you to your home planet, which I will do. We cannot simply. This is not a fight we can
Look,
win.
To clarify,
Sure, there may be another way.
I didn't mean now. I'm just
Ah,
saying to
good.
everyone, that is where we're ending up.
Well, good news, he's very close. Bad news, he's right there. He's very close.
I
We
mean,
need to get through
I'm-
that.
yeah,
I'm no military strategist, but that looks like an invasion fleet to me. That's somebody who's prepared to take a planet.
I mean, yes, he was already building a base on Aerois. It's not surprising that he's already summoned a fleet and they're here. Especially as the Frostguard Warden said, he's found a way in.
Well, what would you like me to do? I think as long as we remain in the ice, we might be okay, but the second we get out there into open space, they're going to be on us.
Do you think
Let's plan.
we can
Let's take
hide
some time.
for a bit? Can we hide for a bit, at least long enough that we can cure Lucius?
I can hide here, yes. I could certainly keep us in the ice for a few more hours if that's what Quill needs. I can do that. It's just the getting out there. The thing is Valkyrian ships, their magitech is much more advanced. They'll likely be able to detect us once we get out past this ice. This ice, well, we saw it when we first entered. It interferes with magitech. It's why the ship was malfunctioning. Once we're out there, we'll be an open target. But yes, I can hide us here if you'd like to kind of gather your strength, finish your resting. As long as that giant frost snake doesn't come for us, we can linger here for a moment.
We need Lucius.
We do.
Well, that seems like what we're going to
Let's-
do
let's
then.
Rest.
I've got a little tactic for this. Even if it does manage to make it past whatever magical protections this ice has, it's always quite hard to see something in this kind of position. And she ends up kind of like flying the Twin Star, depowering it so all the lights, internal lights, and any kind of magical effects fade off. And she clamps it onto the side of one of the big ice spheres, and it just kind of like rotates and holds in place.
Nice.
The little piton snapping into the ice.
Cool. So, long rest then.
Seems like it.
In that case, I will take it.
Yeah. If there's anything you guys want to discuss on this long rest, now's the time. Otherwise, we can just... Yes, Chris Trott.
I kind of would rather discuss.
He's
when
muted
Trot-
himself. That's how much he knows he wasn't going to be
Wow.
speaking. He muted.
He's still muted.
Or is this just Trot not saying anything? Yep. Nope, still muted. Oh.
Still muted. Oh,
There
there
we
he
go.
is.
Broken it. There.
There we go.
Okay, nice. All right.
Hello.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to talk to Thalia, talk to each other about, make a plan? Do you want to wait till Lucius is awake? I would recommend it.
In fairness to Chris Trot, I think
Yeah.
let's
As a player,
You
call
tell
him
me.
out.
you
and-
guys can take a long rest.
It ain't my
Take your
thing.
long rest. 8 hours
Long rest is
pass.
taken.
Nothing happens. There's nobody comes looking for you or anything like that. You are fine.
Well, is it done?
Okay.
It's my D&D Beyond.
Cool. I'm just going to keep my spells that I had pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, I've also got Portent as well. Got that back.
Yeah. What'd you get on those?
A 5 and a 1. So
Okay. Those are good though.
Pretty offensive Portent. And yeah, I guess once I've got my spell back, the did remove curse work? I think I tried that, didn't I? And it didn't work.
It's greater restoration. You tried remove
Yeah.
curse on Thalia. Petrification
Yeah.
is greater restoration. And as a point, and I'm saying this now so audience can keep you in check as well, this is the last... Oh, we just happen to have 100 GP's worth of diamond dust on us. From now on, if you want specific things, like material components where it's like a 500 GP diamond, you have to buy the 500 GP diamond. No more like we're just going to mark it off our money, right? You have to physically go and buy the stuff, right?
We'll go
I'm
shopping
not
when we
fussy
get
on
home.
any other components, but paid for ones, you have to have the specific thing. Yeah, you have to go and shop, basically.
Okie dokie. Well, in that case,
Who's
100
gonna mark
gold
it off?
for that.
Are you going to mark it off,
Yeah.
Tom?
I
think
have
he spent all of his
82.
money.
Okay, I'll mark it off then. It's fine. I got it.
Okay.
I got loads of money.
And yeah, greater restoration on Lucius.
Okay. Channeling the power of Hesper, which you now feel being closer to Aerois, Quill, you feel that connection strengthen. The closer and closer you get to Aerois, you feel that connection grow. And this transformation, this transmutation that has taken place, you begin undoing it. Like unraveling a garment by its threads, each individual strand of magic you begin pulling away until the color begins to fade back into Lucius's limbs, and the stone fades away. And Lucius, you are no longer petrified. You are, however, completely unaware of everything that happened from, like, whilst you were petrified. So for you, it's as if you were just hit by this ray, and now you're awake, and you see Quill looking over you.
Get to cover.
No,
Where are
wait,
we?
no, Lucius, no, wait, Lucius, calm down.
Oh, I guess I
That
cast
thing-
armor,
that thing's
armor
gone.
Agathis on myself.
Okay.
No, don't.
Yep.
Lucius, wait, stop. It's
Where is
fine.
it?
It's gone. It's gone.
You're on the Twin Star, Lucius, yeah.
Wait, what happened?
We made it out. Sentry talked to it, and it kind of let us go.
Okay.
Look out here. Look out here.
Oh, we're in the ship. Oh,
Look out the
good.
window.
Wait. Is that
What?
what I think it is? Aerois.
Yeah, the Tassadar. No. It's Aerois.
Quill's pointing at
We
the
made
giant
it.
fleet.
Oh. So, what happened to the giant creature we were on?
Ayla smashed its face in. Oh my gosh.
I knew it. I knew you'd do that. Oh, we can destroy anything. But that's a big fleet.
We're in big trouble.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
You could have brought me
That's-
back when we were on Aerois.
We need you, Lucius.
For what? What can we do against that?
Yeah, but if you rolled over
Something.
for some reason, if the gravity and stuff, if you hit against something, you would have smashed, and then
Yeah.
no more Lucius. So
That did almost happen on this
actually,
bike.
we're doing you a favor. Yeah, we kind of had
hello
to
gravel rockery.
balance you like a weird kind of plank statue to get you
I'm not
out.
that heavy.
Oh yeah, you are.
Where is the statue?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you for bringing me on board and dealing with the issue. I feel I didn't contribute at all. Nova, did you get the thingy?
Yes, look! Wow! And I activate my
Greetings.
shield.
Wow. What
And you hear Tiangong.
is that? Hello?
Affirmative.
Oh!
Greetings.
You can say affirmative and yes now. And a load of other stuff.
Lucius.
Tiangong.
You could say it's her name. Phenomenal. That's wonderful.
Patronizing.
Oh.
That's not my
That's it.
intention at all.
I like it.
Got roasted in one word.
Wow. Got a personality.
God.
Affirmative.
Tiangong, king of the one-word roast.
Yeah.
You're the best, Diego. You're the best.
So,
As a point, just to interrupt, because I know that you guys might potentially forget, Ayla, did you want to get those magic items identified that I believe you also picked up whilst on board before you made your escape?
Sure.
Do you remember what you have? Do you remember what you picked up?
Hang on, I wrote it in my inventory. I had to write it in. Hang on. Where be they?
It was a plus 20 hammer of awesomeness
It wasn't.
with lightning.
Wasn't.
Definitely wasn't
and
that.
You can fly.
Oh no, I
And it
didn't
makes
write
you
it. I
level
wrote it in
20.
my. Damn it! I think I wrote it in my notebook,
Physical
which I
notebook.
don't have in Scotland.
That's okay. I will forgive you this one time as you
My
have
bad.
been traveling.
It is
It
physically
was-
written down in my notebook, though.
Yeah, no, I know. It was. I mean, you had the platinum bars. You had a bunch of platinum bars. You had the Arcanite crystals, which you already used one of to power the Magitech bike. But there was also a staff
Oh, yeah,
and
I've got it
a
written
suit
down.
of black heavy metal armor. There you go. Nova's got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Kim saves the day again. So Quill, do you want to identify those on your long rest as well with ritual spells?
Yeah, I can ritual cast that.
I can tell you that the armor is called Grav armor. It is a suit of Magitech heavy plate, so it is heavy armor, which I believe not a lot of you can wear. Can you wear heavy armor, Quill?
No, I can't. Well,
Oh,
medium armor. Damn it.
I was going to
Just
say, because some
instantly
clerics can wear
collapse
heavy
one
armor.
under it.
Yeah.
That'd be
Some clerics can wear
hilarious.
heavy armor. Yeah, it's called Grav armor. It basically is a suit of magical plate armor, which does offer you considerable protection, but also allows the user to control the weight of certain objects around it. So it can cast. It has a number of charges. It can cast Featherfall, and it can cast Magnify Gravity a certain number of times per
Ooh.
day.
Sentry could use that.
Oh,
It
shit.
is black and purple, but you could get
Yeah.
it painted.
I'll spray paint
Featherfall,
it, yeah.
For free.
We can fix that.
You can definitely fix that. It's definitely easy to cosmetically change its looks. But yeah, it's quite powerful. Whether Sentry wants to wear it or not, I leave to Sentry. The staff is... it's actually quite powerful, Quill. When you begin examining this staff, it's another piece of Magitech, but it looks like it's Magitech that has been inlaid over an already enchanted magical staff that looks old, like ancient old. You can see that it was probably once made of wood engraved with very ancient sylvan symbols, but it has then been overlaid with these kind of metallic ends with these circles of metal on either end, this purpling crystal. It is called a Staff of Striking. This is a +3 quarterstaff that has a number of charges, and when you hit with it, you can expend 1 to 3 charges. Each charge you spend deals an extra d6 of damage.
Holy crap.
It is pretty
Oh.
strong. It is pretty
Tasty.
strong.
Oh,
Oh no, there's nothing here. Sorry, Ayla. It's worthless. I'll use it. Don't worry.
Yeah, with the one arm.
I
he's
have
feeling
a
a bit weak.
water
He needs a cane. He needs to use it as a cane. You know?
Yeah, I have
He's
a water
gonna
staff,
use something
but,
that's clearly magical and has runes on it as a walking stick. Cool, yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
But yeah, those are the 2 items. The Arcanite crystals, you reckon they're worth about 500 gold each, but they are necessary to power Magitech. The Grav armor is also powered by these. It looks like it needs to be inserted, so once it runs out of charges, it doesn't regain charges like a normal magic item like per day. You have to spend one of these crystals to power it up with charges, basically. And then there is also the 10 platinum bars, which are worth, I think, was it 100? 100 gold each. 1,000 gold each.
But-
So it's about 10,000 gold's worth of monies in those bars. 'Cause it's pure platinum.
Boy!
Ayla's got all
We
of
better
that.
get home.
right?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
Ayla
the
definitely
only one
took
who
the
can
platinum
carry
bars.
it.
Yeah.
My platinum.
Um,
God damn.
Nova also seems to have 300 platinum. I think it was from
You might have
The-
like platinum monies.
yeah. Oh, but these are bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are 10 solid platinum bars worth 1,000 gold each. So they're, like gold bars, but they're made of pure platinum.
Got it.
Fine, we'll keep the sequester scroll.
Um.
Don't need to sell it now. But we will.
Yeah.
But if you did sell it, you'd have even more money, Tom.
Double the money. Oh.
But there you go. So
Quickly, Sentry.
Nova.
I just wanted a quick ask. Do you have a ranged weapon? Just noticed during the Death Tyrant fight, running around a lot, nothing ranged.
I have my flame lance, but that's a one-use thing. Once that's gone, I have to rest before I can use it again.
Do you want this energy crossbow? I know you said no before, but I just wonder if you want it now.
Well, if you don't want it, then okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've got the blasters. Blaster A, blaster B. Pew pew.
Yeah. Okay.
referring to
Thank
your
you.
hands.
I've never used one of these before. I'm kind of the 1-1-2 punch kind of thing,
No, I guess that's probably why you said no before. But I think it would be really useful, especially if we ever get attacked by a Death Tyrant again. And I really hope we don't, but it's fine.
Can you not?
Oh, thank you.
Hello. I'm back. I'm
Hello!
upstairs.
Hello.
Can you put it on a other arm? Like the lance?
The
and
other
then
arm holds her shield. No, the other arm has the
no.
shield connected to it, so you wouldn't be able to
Very
actually
impractical.
use a ranged weapon. Yeah.
a leg.
If I put it on her shield
To
arm,
have it
it's just going
physically
to fire
attached there.
into the shield
can
and just
hold
fire
things.
straight back at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
It's also because
everything
it's a
has to
heavy
be-
crossbow. It is a two-handed weapon, so with a shield, Sentry wouldn't be able to wield it.
What if you put it on her
okay.
back and then she leant forward and then boom?
On your
Yeah.
head?
You've
You could
already
fit it on
said
your
this.
head?
If
Yeah,
you
I'm
would
gonna
like
carry
to
on this
try and
Conversation.
have some sort of back shoulder mount, you could try. It would be very awkward because this is a heavy crossbow. It's very powerful. But sure.
So Sentry can't use this at all, right? Because of the shield.
I mean, she could, but she wouldn't be able to use her shield, and I don't think Sentry has the highest dex in the world, so she's not going to be very good with it. But it certainly wouldn't hurt to have. But I leave that to
Oh,
you
I
guys.
could. Oh no.
2 hands.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ayla, you've got like a range.
You've got your longbow.
I have a bow, but it depends. Like, if that's better than my bow, then I could upgrade. I
I'm gonna
guess.
put this crossbow on the table. Anyone who wants it, you can have it.
Big cat.
Energy crossbow.
It
Plus
would
2.
be, Ayla, it would technically be better than your bow. You won't be able to use the +2 arrows with it, but it's a +2 energy crossbow anyway. So it just means that you wouldn't have to worry about ammunition. It'd basically be the same as your longbow. The only problem with a heavy crossbow is it's awkward to reload, so you don't get as many multiple attacks with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hang on to it. We'll consider what to do when we.
Sounds like you should hang on to it, Nova.
Okay, I'll keep looking at.
I'm happy to
It's
take
fine.
it if it's going. Like, I guess it would be like an action in combat to swap it out. So it'd be like an action.
Yeah.
put everything
Yeah,
away
so
and
generally,
swap it
like,
out.
the rules for, like, dropping items are kind of a bit loosey-goosey, and the idea is that if you move or make an attack, or if you move, you can normally put a weapon or draw a weapon away. So doing things like, but shields and armor, it's a little bit more awkward because a shield is supposed to be like you're strapping it or you're holding it, and you're either gonna
Yeah.
have to drop it and then pull it out. It's doable. The other option is you guys could always like sell it and try and buy like, a light crossbow or a hand crossbow and give that to Sentry, and that would be a one-handed thing that she could fire.
How about, right, we put it in the middle, and then we start building an arsenal that we can store and give to all our friends for the big fight.
Sure.
That is
What
also
about- Wraithra? Would Wraithra want it?
Wraithor is kind of watching all of this from the back, leaning up against the wall. This, folded arms, heavily tattooed, very similar in sort of like coloration to Ayla. And he's just like, a crossbow? No,
It's a big
not
one.
for me.
Now he wants to hit something, you know? Need to
She gets me.
physically feel.
Also,
Feel the damage.
no. I mean, I don't mind a bow. I can use a bow. I prefer a rifle. That's what I used to use when I was serving in the Valkyrian army. I prefer energy weapons, to be honest. This thing, I could use it. I could use it, but I'd rather not. I'm not a great shot.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Well, let's hold on to it.
Staff,
Put a pin
though.
in
That staff that the bird's holding, I could definitely use that.
it. Good. I can't use it at all. I was thinking about it. No chance. I mean, sure.
Okay. Are you going to give it to him?
What? No! Come on!
What else are we going to do with it?
Powerful weapons. We could do stuff with it. Like, the thing is that magical weapons like this, we can always take that to a place and put channeled power into other things and get stuff done with it in a different
Not
way.
just like-
It's not necessarily like it does this and we can't use it, so it's gone. We should actually pool it and see what we can make that's actually useful.
We've
for us.
seen
like something that you
Ayla's
can
literally
actually
done that
use.
before. Yeah, Ayla's
Yeah,
done that
okay.
before at the forge. She at the magical midwife's forge. She had the javelin of lightning infused with the Howling Gale. You could do the same
Okay,
thing again,
Retro.
right? That staff. You could, in fact, actually, Ayla. Like one of the things you were advised when you wanted to get the hammer upgraded is it's not just a case of like take magic item B, take magic item A, mash them together. Things like that staff, you could take the haft of that staff and replace the haft of the Howling Tempest, and then that might transfer some of its magical properties into the hammer. Like it's that you probably wouldn't get the full power of the staff. It would lose some of its power being infused into the hammer, but it would bolster the hammer if you did that, because it could be used as the haft of the hammer instead.
Okay, Refro.
But you'd need
What
a
we're gonna
skilled
do-
person to do it.
Oh yeah.
We'll put this in a pool. When we get back to Aerois, we'll build an armory. If you want it, you put in your application form to rent it, okay?
There's no
It won't
farms.
be yours.
There's no farms.
I thought I got out of bureaucracy when I left the Valkyrian army. I'm not.
There's
I'm
no
not
farms.
interested. Good.
Surely as
I'm the
well, an armory.
quartermaster. I decide.
No, but an armory would fall under Ayla because Ayla's security. So I think Ayla gets to decide.
Stock of the
Called
armory
out.
falls
Makes
under
sense.
me.
Thalia leans over and is like, I have to confer with Quillick. Technically, a quartermaster would be the one who is in charge of any requisitions.
Yeah.
Captain Lucius. Captain
Captain,
Lucius.
of course, the captain would have final say of everything.
It also
As
means
you
more
say that-
forms.
Lucius has walked away and is just looking out the window quietly with his hands behind his back.
Okay. I think Thalia would probably walk up to Lucius, actually. Kind of like stand next to you. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Seeing home from this sort of angle when you're not used to it.
What do you think of it? You've never seen
It's
it
very
before.
pretty. It's a very pretty planet, I must say. Colors very vibrant, very beautiful. It reminds me. This is awkward, but it does remind me a little of my home. It reminds me of Lunaria. It's very similar. I get the impression it's full of life, full of interesting places and interesting people.
Oh, you have no idea.
I think I have more of an idea than you realize. Lunaria
Maybe.
is a very interesting place.
Aren't you
I
tired
think you'd
of
get on quite
flying
well in
around?
Lunaria. I am. Now that I know that, now that my chances of undoing this curse on me is beyond my limitations, beyond my reach, I think starting a new life somewhere seems, it's quite tempting.
Well, there's plenty of space.
Well, that's always a good thing. Overcrowded places like Gideon Prime, I don't really like them. Too dirty.
Oh! Our ship! You're going to see our ship, the Storm Chaser. Oh, you'll love it. It's phenomenal.
I didn't think that your world had any astral ships.
Airship. Airship.
Oh, It's just it only flies through the air. How quaint.
Only? It goes all the way through the clouds. Or the
Lucius, you
floating
do realize
islands.
that the vessel you're on right now can also do that, but also travel the multiverse.
Don't need the reminder. Thank you.
I'm sure it's a very nice ship, Captain.
It's wonderful, and the people on it, sublime. I can't wait to see them all again.
She kind of just puts a hand on your shoulder and is just like, enjoy this moment, seeing it from this. I think in a way, seeing your world, seeing a world that was everything, was all you knew, seeing it from out here, it's a reminder that things are just much bigger. There's a lot more going on than just the little problems we have in our day-to-day. That was one of the first lessons I learned. All the things I used to complain about, all the little things that used to annoy me or frustrate me or make me sad. I realized how infinitesimally small they are compared to everything else out here. Kind of puts a lot of things into perspective.
It does. But don't put those things aside. Everything's relative. Even the small things are important.
But best not to get stuck up on them, as I used to.
Now that is wise.
She just nods, kind of pats you, and then goes back to her cockpit.
Now, if we don't have registration forms and applications, then all these weapons will get lost in the processing. I don't understand.
I hate
Well,
forms
if you
so
make
much.
anyone fill out a form, I swear to God, you will meet this hammer with your face.
I agree
Lucius!
with Ayla.
Lucius, Captain!
Yes?
Application forms to rent out from the armory, yes or no? Pros, everything. Negatives, none. What do you think?
Quill, I spent my entire life in a noble house filled with rules, regulations, forms, meetings, events. It's a fantastic idea. Please go ahead with it,
Thank
Quartermaster
you.
Quill.
Ah.
It's so efficient.
The absolute worst.
It is done.
I will not fill out a single form.
Brilliant.
Thalia turns around. Well, now that we have Captain Lucius back and all of your things are settled, your treasures identified properly, what are we going to do about that? And then she points to the Gulf of Space with a fleet of Valkyrian astral ships on one end and Aerois and the Sun ship on the other one.
Full speed ahead.
No, wait for
I can
full speed ahead.
No speed ahead.
They're not going to attack
No.
Palador, so can we not wait for Palador to orbit near us and then fly in Palador's...
the Sun ship is going around, but there is still a gulf of space between that. So the ship,
Right,
the Valkyrian ships are on like the very edge, and they are staying far away from the orbit of the Sun ship, which is only slowly going around.
Quill, is there anything you can do to talk to Palador? I guess not.
I can. Yeah, I can ask him a question. What sort of question? Can he see us? Can he protect us? Does he recognize us?
If not, I have an idea. Maybe.
Okay.
Depends how Star Trekky we're gonna be.
Okay.
It's more Star Wars than Star Trek, I will tell you
Oh, okay,
now.
Star Wars, the Force instead of the Trek. Mark.
Yes.
Speaking
Kim.
out of character, because I don't know how your sci-fi works in this world. Star Wars. But in that lovely, wonderful Star Wars way,
There's not a lot of complexity to it, Kim. My answer's probably going to
Okay.
be magic and crystals.
It is cool. It is cool.
is there a way, like, given the notes and the intel that Nova has seen and been through and sifted through, is there a way for her to kind of create an encryption so that it sends out a signal to the Valkyrian, if this Valkyrian fleets like communicate with them, that it tricks them into thinking that that the Twin Star is a Valkyrian vessel, like a scout vessel or something like that, that's lost its way?
I mean, don't think of it in terms of like hacking. I know we've kind of used those terms before. Like it's sort of, think of it more like spellcasting, right? Like Magitech is driven through the same way that spellcasters conjure magic. You summon a source of energy, you weave symbols, or you make signs, or you speak magic words, and then you make an effect happen. What Magitech does is it takes that part where it speaks the magic words and it waves its hands in a funny way. It does all of that for you. You still need to provide an energy source. You still need to have a desired effect, and then something, normally in the terms of Magitech, it's in the crystals themselves, it will have a program. Like, yeah, maybe hacking's maybe like software is a good way of doing it. The Magitech crystals provide a program that once a source of energy is fed into it, it then creates the effect as to do what the Magitech does, whether that's fly through astral space, whether that's make wheels go, whether that's, activate another spell, whatever it happens to be. In theory, if you have access to something like illusory magic that could disguise the whole ship or, create an illusion, and you had enough power, enough magical power to do it, yes, in theory that is possible. But this is probably going to be stuff you're making up on the fly, and so there's going to be an element of risk involved.
Can we transmit an old code that checks out?
Do you have an old code that checks out? It's an older code, sir, but it checks out.
In the
Fly casual,
in the
Nova.
intel that we...
No, the intel was
intel that
schematics for the Tassadar. No, the intel was schematics. That was a hard fact we established.
But we had
and this is the thing: is maybe Nova doesn't have that type of spell, like an illusory thing. Maybe somebody else does, and Nova can help them.
Well, here's the thing: I used to have Major Image. I swapped it out in my last level up.
Oh, that's a shame. That would have been a perfect spell.
Yeah. What a twat. What a silly twat. Or we've got invisibility. I could power that up.
Yeah.
You could, I mean,
also
trying
have it with
like
the
a
ring.
ship-wide cloak is certainly something you could try.
Like Romulans.
I mean, yeah, sure. Or Klingon birds of prey, whatever it is that you want to go with, sure.
What if I just
but to do that,
continually
Nova,
cast,
go on.
calm emotions on the ship, and then we're just emitting calm emotions around the galaxy?
We've got,
to do something like the invisibility trick, you would need more than just your own source of magic. Because your effect is what, 3 creatures? This ship is gargantuan. It's
4.
a huge fucking thing. Yeah. So you
4
would need,
creatures
in theory,
to
you could
amplify
tell the ship what to do, but you would need additional magical energies to do that.
What?
I
if
can
Maybe
we
all
cast as
3
well.
spellcasters work. What's that? Yeah, certainly more spellcasters working together, channeling more of your energy into it for sure.
What
if
about
you
using
had,
these Magitech crystals?
you could certainly try with those as well. One's probably not going to be enough. It might take 2 or maybe 3, depends on how well you can transfer that energy. But yeah, certainly something you could try. But we'll find that out
This as a plan to the group.
after the break. Yeah. Well, you guys can have a think about it while we take a break.
How the hell we get
and we
past
read
this?
Yeah.
Ah!
So we'll be back in
Let's
5 minutes. We
blast
normally
'em.
take a break for people to go to the bathroom, to grab drinks, and Tom Hazel so that he can read out some lovely messages from you all.
Yeah, that's me. Hello. I'm going to read your donations.
I'm still here, Tom.
Liners in. So I've got a list.
Oh,
You
that's
can probably
point, Tom.
hear
Do you
it.
want me to do it? If you send it to me, I can. If you send me the link, I can do it.
It's all right. I can do it. It just might be a bit weird to hear. We'll get through it. Hang on. Let me try and push them back in so I can get my S's back. Right. Firstly, socialism for the win. Shaz, Tim, the Let's Go last week really marked an increase in professionalism last week. I approve. Let's go. This week, we need to maintain that energy. But every time something dies, you need to call on the live hive to put S in chat. Now, let's go. Thank you very much, socialism for the win. Unbelievable. Ravager 4. Wait, hang on a minute. These are all from Chaos Twins.
Oh, God's sake. I thought so, because I was like, oh, is that like referencing Chaos Twins on Tuesday?
It was. Deadly Knights. It's my birthday. What? Take my
Hat
money.
buff.
Sadly, can't watch because I got work in half an hour, but back to VOD Squad for me. That was a quarter hundo.
Thank you very much.
Quarter hundo. Thank you very much. Matt C. Hey, guys. It's that music guy again. Just want to say thanks. Oh, my God. My S's are getting worse.
You can send it to... Dude, if you just link it to me, I'm happy to read them.
Yeah, I think Trot's still gone, though.
Well,
okay.
you move your mouth and I'll speak.
Get back. All right. Hey, guys. It's that music guy again. Just want to say thank you, guys, and the community for giving someone like me a platform to show their creations. It's been a hell of a year for me and my music, but here's hoping for another that's just as good. Yep. Thank you for your music at the start as well, Matsy, which everyone
Thank
had
you.
as well. Talisman, quarter hundo. I've been watching since the start of High Rollers, and I've loved every second of it. Thank you for digging me out of a dark place, and gladly I can finally give some of it back in a form of a donation. Well, thank you very much, Talisman. Shoot or shut, something like that. Finished binging the last month of High Rollers this morning after moving houses yesterday. Just a little thanks for giving me a distraction from unpacking. Thank you. Yeah, I've got aligners in.
Yeah,
that's why.
So it's making it harder.
Journey.
This is why I keep telling him, send me the link and then I will read.
It's just Streamlabs.
So that he doesn't have to keep... Was that? Yeah, but... Oh, God, I'm dumb. Tom, you forget this. I'm dumb.
I can't help you then.
I know. You got to help me, Tom. You have to.
Right.
High Rollers D&D.
Quarter hundo from Tiano. Hi, guys. Can't actually watch you guys live as I'm only up to episode 50 so far, but I'm doing my best to catch up. Just want to say thank you for creating some amazing content. It's made a huge difference to me in this trying time. Thank you very much.
Trying time.
Right.
I've got it up.
Okay. All right.
Which one were you up to? Isonomy? Was that the one you got to?
The LT, just after Tierney. 526.
Oh, the LT. Oh, that one. Okay. Oh, you're reading from that one. Okay. This is from the LT. Attending high school in the early 90s, D&D wasn't something the cool kids did. I was interested, but far too worried about what others thought. Now I'm catching up for lost time after learning to fuck the haters. Thanks for the awesome entertainment. Dude, welcome. That's kind of the same. I feel like in the UK, we got off kind of easy on that. There wasn't as much like stigma and hatred. Certainly not in my school, there wasn't anyway, but I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad you're getting into it now. Dolin Capax with a half hundo. Thank you very much. My boyfriend and I watch your videos all the way in Australia, and we love your content. I never get to see you live because we're all the way in Australia, and it's usually 2 a.m. So cheers for the great work. I love what you do. P.S. I live for the law. But that was an hour ago, so you were up to 1 a.m. So thank you very much, and thank you for the very generous donation as well. Very kind. Infirmite, thank you very much. A big whopping 180 Australia dollar dues, I think.
Whoa.
That is. First time catching a stream live and on my birthday, at least in the UK and America. Thought I'd leave a donation as thanks for the dozens of hours of entertainment you have given me. Thank you. Well, happy birthday. Thank you very much for the super generous donation. Nightjar, thank you for the donation. Just a little heart message. Rudolph Richtofen, 300 buckaroos. Thank you very much. Super generous. VOD Squad Goblin reporting in. I finally got a Sunday off to be able to watch live because it's my 19th. Happy birthday to you. That's if you're 19, don't be giving us 300 monies. You spend 300 monies. Don't spend that on us. And what a better way to spend?
Just heard that. Yeah, 300.
Yeah, $300. And it's their birthday. Spend that on you.
Happy birthday.
What better way to spend my today than watch my favorite D&D streamers and give back for years of content? Have a wonderful day. It's very kind of you. Buy merch. Like, if it's your birthday and you want to support us, buy merch, then you get something. It's like we're giving you a birthday present, except you give us money. Isonomy, thank you very much. I'm just going to read these last two. Isonomy, hey all, I know it's not much, but please consider this my deepest thanks for everything you do. The stream has been my reason to look forward to Sunday evenings. Keep up the wonderful work and keep safe. Thank you very much. and Lyrian sins, and any more that come in, I'll read at the end. As a fellow Scot, wanted to welcome Katie back to our gorgeous country. It's a very gorgeous country, and I hope you have a great time. High rolling to you all as well. Well, thank you all very much.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
We will read out any more donors at the end. Now that everyone is back,
I've taken the top ones out now, so I can sweet sausages. I can say them now.
Sweet savoury sausages.
Oh, French with them
Sweet
teeth.
Jesus.
Savory sausages.
Right, everyone good?
Yeah. We're all good.
All good.
Cap's hungry.
Well, as a very short recap, I believe that you were discussing a plan on how you are going to get past this fleet of astral ships belonging to the Valkyrian Empire. Nova has proposed an invisibility, a boosted invisibility spell to try and cloak the ship. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, so I can cast it as well.
I like it.
So I think I want to help boost. Need a
I can
co-pilot.
help
though.
wherever I can. Yeah.
No,
Well,
but
in term, go on, Lucius.
this connection you have with Vala through dreams, maybe there's something she can do on her ship, or at least provide
Maybe,
a
but-
distraction.
I wonder
Disruption.
if it will put her in danger. I feel like if we were to do something, if she gets found out or if something suspicious happens, then they're going to put her down even more of a lockdown, and that's going to make it even harder for us to talk to her or maybe even, do the rescue mission.
True.
That's the risk. I can do it, but if she gets caught, there'll be consequences.
I'm
Also
assuming
means that
that-
it takes us a lot more time.
Yeah, I need to sleep,
More importantly, she needs to be asleep as well.
and she needs to
True.
sleep.
We're not
I
sure
can't
about sending
exactly.
into the Tassadar either.
Yeah.
Did we not call upon our... Oh, you destroyed that creature, didn't you? With a hammer. It's a shame.
What creature?
The astral creature that we rode onto the back of, and you guys defeated while I was stoned.
Oh yeah.
The tyrant?
No,
The-
he means the astral serpent.
We didn't. Did I forget something? Sentry spoke to the snake and it let us through.
It's almost
Lucius
like
doesn't know
you,
'cause he was
it's almost
stoned
like
at
you
the
messed
time.
up telling Lucius what happened.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. You didn't clarify that when you were talking about the death. Yeah. Oh,
You said you
Lucius-
smashed it.
Nova
No.
made a joke.
the death
Nova made a joke.
tyrant.
It hasn't landed. We're just
Oh.
No, I didn't even make a
Continue.
joke. I think everyone misheard me. I meant
Lucius,
the
you
death
fell for a
tyrant.
Nova
I
joke.
meant Ayla. I meant no. I didn't even make a joke. I didn't even make a joke. I meant that
Affirmative.
Ayla smashed the death tyrant. He asked about the death tyrant, and I said Ayla
I actually
smashed the
did do
death
that.
tyrant.
I did that. I'll take
So-
it.
I did wonder why everyone was laughing. Oh gosh.
Because he said he mentioned
sorry.
the thing, and then it was just bad
The
time
serpent
conversation.
is-
It's fine.
Fine.
So they're both still alive?
No,
No,
the
just
tyrant
the
is
serpent.
dead.
Right. Also, we have a bike.
I
Yeah, did we
noticed.
tell you about the bike? The bike's nice.
That's
I
a
like
bike,
it.
is it?
I want to
They're
start a
cool,
gang.
apparently.
I think
Tango.
that we use the word bike. I think that perhaps
Yeah.
Lucius and Quill are the only ones who know what, like, Nova would as well, actually, would know what a
Yeah.
bike is. Because on the Sky Cities, they have, like, penny farthings, I imagine. And that's, like, the
Aw.
bike that you can picture.
Yeah.
Like, but this
Oh my
is not like
God.
those bikes.
We have a motorized penny farthing.
But it's small.
Powered
Why
by
are the
magic.
wheels the same size?
I don't know how it rides, but
Fascinating.
it does.
Well, we shouldn't use it in space.
No, well, no. No.
I don't know why you're
Um,
bringing it up.
I.
You
Why were you
brought
bringing up
the serpent? What were you saying about the serpent? What do you think?
If it's still alive, and Sentry communicated with it, and it gave us its
Yes.
blessing and helped us through,
Verbal.
could it not
blessing.
help us now?
It only
It
it only
didn't-
gave us permission to go until this point. It wouldn't help us any further. The sunship, it said,
was-
would decide. if we get through or not.
Took Sentry a little while to talk to it. It didn't seem very right.
Did you jettison the wreckage of that Valkyrian ship off of it to help it?
No.
There wasn't any way to do that.
There were no
Yeah.
engines left. I couldn't do it.
No.
So it's still
It was
injured.
covered in ships, Lucius. It was
It's
covered
injured,
in
but
injuries.
it's not corrupted anymore by Hadar.
It needs Siaska to heal it.
Right.
Mhm.
How far away? How long was I out? How long have we been traveling through that ice?
A few hours.
It's been years, Lucius.
What?
Negative.
She's making it
Years
funny
and
again.
years and years.
Negative.
You know
Nova's
what?
sense of
Nova,
humor
I
is,
like this. I'm enjoying it.
What is
You just need to get a little bit better about it. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Lucius is the perfect person to test this on, so continue to do that. I approve.
Well, hang on. I think melting Lucius's mind by giving him an existential crisis is not a sense of humor per se.
Sounds great. Maybe
Okay, fine.
maybe
Very
we'll do it with less life or death existential crisis type things next time. We'll do it with like small everyday ship things, yeah?
Yeah,
has
Lucius,
always
it's been
had an
hours.
existential crisis.
Affirmative.
It's been a couple of hours.
Couple of hours, right? Thank you, Quill. So, what if this is a radical idea? Big thinking, wacky thinking. What if we went back and we found a ship carcass and flew inside it and used it like cover?
Oh, like a physical disguise.
Cloak our ship with another ship. A shell.
We need an intact ship. We need to hollow it out. We need to have enough engine power to propel it. It would
We need
probably
to get
be
rid of the
recognized.
entire core of the
But-
ship.
It would probably be recognized by the fleet, and it would probably be registered as missing in action, or deactivated, or lost.
I like Nova's make the ship invisible plan. Can we talk about that one? That seemed quite good.
I can provide
Three of
any
us can-
magical power
Yeah.
you need.
I don't
I
think
can
it's a
provide
bad idea,
lightning,
Lucius.
which is of no use.
I think it's one that will take a lot longer.
Affirmative.
Cloak the ship. Try and fly by silently. And
If
they
nothing
spot us,
else,
then we go full
if
speed.
you can, the longer we can go without being detected by the fleet. I mean, the Twin Star is a fast ship. If I can get us to this sun ship, I mean, we know that it will attack any Valkyrian vessels. We just have to hope it doesn't attack us. It may deter any pursuers.
Beeline for it.
Are we still cloaked
I will.
in
Oh,
the,
believe me, I will.
the still have the goop of the thing, the essence
You don't know.
that has stuck to the ship?
I mean, there doesn't appear to be any
Give me-
physical residue.
If you can give me 10 minutes, I can detect magic.
Do you want to take 10 minutes?
May as well. Ritual caster
May
detect
as well.
magic just to see if I can see any magic goop around the ship.
I mean, I think for Quill, it's kind of hard. You spend 10 minutes, but when you kind of like begin looking around with the 30-foot range of detect magic, I mean, the whole ship is Magitech. You're all wearing
Yeah.
magic items. Sentry's
Yeah.
glowing with magic. Tiangong's radiating magic. Loot, like, there's so much magic, and
I'm
you
blind.
can't tell. Yeah. It's not blind,
What
but
if
it's
I
just, it all merges into this
What if I
huge
press my
mass of
face
magic.
against the window?
You do not have any sense that, as far as you're aware, there's no physical, like, you can't see magic, you can't see any essence coming off the ship anymore. Like, you can't see any.
Okay, well, I can't tell if it's still affecting us, but I mean, I could try and talk to Palador again and ask him another question, but I mean, it would recognize us from the Guardian goo essence thing, and we don't have that, I don't think.
I
Maybe you
believe
lost it in the time.
we'll be fine. I have faith in our gods that they will recognize their own creations of Siaska.
We're not Valkyrian.
I'll stand on the roof and wave at him if you want. Just
That'll work.
hi.
We're not Valkyrian,
again.
so
Unwise.
Ship.
Hey, it's just a small risk, big reward. Palador lets us through.
I feel like Palador, much like Hesper, has powers we don't even fathom. They can see through things, through time, through dreams. So, I think it would be okay without risking our lives.
we can
Titan.
try. Yes, Titan. I mean, our
Titan,
biggest risk.
right?
It says Yangon called them Titans, which is what Starbane calls our gods. Interesting.
I told
Incorrect.
you. I told you all of this. That they're titans.
They are Titan.
Gods.
Affirmative.
They are.
I know, it's just hard to swallow some information.
Tell me about it. Look, let's
Says
close
the
the ship.
cleric.
Yeah, the cleric of Hesper. My god, not god.
Titan's still
yeah.
pretty cool.
Let's cloak
Yeah,
the ship.
I mean,
let's try
so-
and cruise by.
Yeah, I mean, who is helping Nova with the stealth thing? So basically, everybody that has magic. So not, I mean, Ayla, yeah, sure. How do you want to help?
I don't know.
Zap it! Zap it!
I can
So
provide lightning. Could
Sure.
I power thing up via channeling lightning? I don't know if it would work, but I'm willing to do that if it will.
maybe. I think Nova, you would know that if Ayla did want to try that, the best place for her to do that would be in the engine room and to literally apply lightning energy directly to the infernal engines for the ship. There is a risk that it could cause problems, but it could also give a power boost to the ship itself, which will power the spell.
I will relay that.
So you could definitely try.
Look, we could all do
If,
something.
if
Maybe we need a
Thalia says
co-pilot.
I can do it, then that's
Yeah.
fine. But I don't want to damage. the ship.
I honestly, I think that if we get caught, the ship will be destroyed. So I'd rather we take. If you think that it can help, let's roll the dice. Our luck's not been fantastic up till now. Let's hope that we get a turn of luck.
I always
Yeah,
roll
Quill,
terribly on
I-
dice.
Brilliant. Quill, I need you. I don't think we could do this without you.
And Lucius.
Yes, but you're the one who wants
And
to go
Sentry.
co-pilot. You're the one who
No,
wants to
I
go
was saying-
co-pilot.
No, I was saying that if we need a co-pilot, then Sentry is also trained in it.
Well, I will say this, Nova. Based on what you are, first of all, you're going to have to basically, kind of make yourself a small device that can translate your will, your intention, your spell into the ship systems to cover the whole ship and to draw on the power of the ship. One person, so I'm going to tell, this is how the mechanics are going to work, right? This is a little bit on the spot, but one person will have to act as a conduit for the ship's energy because you're going to have to draw on the ship's infernal engines to power most of this spell. One person will need to provide the theory of how the invisibility spell works and so can apply it to the massive ship. The conduit is going to be somebody who needs to be resilient, but also somebody who has magical ability. Somebody who can actually conduct power through themselves. Probably not Ayla. Sentry or
Yeah.
Lucius would work because Sentry has the Matrix, and so she can channel energy through her Matrix. Lucius is a sorcerer, so his inherent ability is through that. The person, let's call them like the Overseer or something like that, would need to probably be best you or Quillic, somebody who has a high knowledge of magic, who can apply the theories of magic beyond its normal scope. This is something where you're going to be taking a spell and magnifying its effects using the power of the Twin Stars engines. Anybody else who has magical power or can create energy like Ayla with lightning, their best bet is to channel as much power into the ship's engines as possible, either by spending spell slots or other features or powering it with damage. There is a risk that the more power you put in, the higher chance that the ship will suffer some sort of mishap. But it will be a fine balance between having enough power and, having too much power that it's going to cause a rupture, a problem. This is very experimental stuff. And you're trying to do it without any formal system.
Without testing.
Insert Gimli meme. High chance of
haven't-
failure.
The stone shape.
What are we waiting
No
for?
chance of success.
I love it.
You all seem fresher
who's-
than I do. I don't think I've rested. I think you have. So maybe I shouldn't
Yeah, you
channel
didn't get a long
energies
rest,
through
which
me.
is-
But I'll provide whatever I've
Okay.
got left to the engines.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Does
I'll help
Valiant
between
need
us.
a co-pilot? For
No,
this.
I don't need a co-pilot for this, my dear. It's literally go as fast as I possibly can that way.
Excellent.
Make me useless.
Good stuff.
Besides, I could, I don't think there's any point in having Kyrie on the turrets. I think we're going to need to draw every single bit of power we have into the engines themselves, and for this cloaking spell. So Kyrie can co-pilot with me if necessary. She knows the systems. She's not as perceptive as Quill is, but she can still do her job. She's still a gunner. Rethra,
Okay.
I can channel fire. It's kind of in the same boat as Ayla, really. This magic stuff is a bit over my head. I'm not sure what I can do.
Best not to
If
have
we
fire
run
in
into
the
trouble
engine
in the
room.
engine room, it might be useful to have you around to see if
Sure.
we
I
can
mean, I
keep
can-
it under control. If heavy things need lifting about, then you and I are the best bets to be in there.
True.
Okay.
All right.
We've all got our job
So-
then.
Yeah. Who do you want where? Nova? This is Nova's plan. Like, this is all in Nova's head, so I'm going to let Kim make the decisions.
God. Let's make the
Kim's
most
favourite thing in the world.
game. Make a
She
fucking
loves making
decision.
decisions. She's really quick at them as well. Like, just
Yeah.
bam, 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 decision.
I didn't write it down because you didn't tell me it was going to come down to me.
Okay.
So
let's,
conduit.
let's play a
I
game.
think
Conduit.
conduit
it's
should
easy.
be
1, 2, 3,
sentry.
go.
Conduit
Actually,
Sentry.
Conduit. Boom.
Yes.
Okay, what was the next roll?
All right. Somebody is the
it's
overseer.
the-
Somebody with high magical knowledge who can
Quill.
shape the nature of the spell.
Or Nova.
Well,
Yeah,
what level
Quill
can
on
you
over.
cast invisibility at? Would that affect it?
That won't affect it. This is going to be
Okay.
it's going to be an Arcana check. I'll tell you that for the overseer role, it's going to be a series of Arcana checks.
I have +6 Arcana, Tom.
I have +6 Arcana, and I rolled a 5 and a 1 on Portent.
Useful.
So either of you,
Yeah.
it's not going to make a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay. What's the other rolls? I'll come back to that one.
That's it.
So
And
you
then
can't do it
anybody
overseas.
left is putting power into the ship's engines, and that will be
and they
done
use spell
as
slots.
spell
I-
slots or natural magical abilities like Ayla's Thunder, where she could
I mean,
channel
I
thunder
have-
directly into it.
I have a ton of
I have
spell
3
slots, so you be the
Yeah, I
overseer,
have 3.
and I'll be the
Yeah. Okay.
spell slot burner.
I'm the overseer, and Quill and Lucius are power, and then I guess Ayla. I mean, Ayla, if you want to be a power as well, but I guess we need like
I can channel
to help
rage
with-
into.
mishaps and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Right. So the
Yes.
first step of this, Nova, it's a 3-step process. The first is going to be the power spenders, let's call them. So Lucius, Ayla, Quill need to decide how much power they're going to put into the engine. Then it will be up for the conduit to transfer that power through to you, and then you'll shape the magic to cloak the ship, basically, right? So it's like a 3-step process. So,
Okay.
spenders, how much energy are you willing to put in? So for Lucius and Quill, how many spell slots and at what levels? Like, add them up, basically. So if you're going to be like, I'm going to spend 3 level 3s, that's 9, we'll call it 9 power points, right? Ayla, if you spend a rage, because this isn't pure magical energy, you're basically throwing lightning into the engine as like a way of like, extra power. We'll say spend a
Have a
rage.
battery.
Yeah, spend a rage, and then your lightning damage normally does 2d6. So we'll just call it like a second level spell. Basically, you'll generate the equivalent magic
Okay.
of a second level spell.
Nice.
Right. Lucius
Okay.
hasn't got
Yep.
much left. So what he's
Okay.
going to do is he's going to spend a level 3 and a level 2, but
Yep.
he's using the rest of his font of magic to twin them both.
How many sorcery points is that total?
5.
Okay, so I'll say it was a level 2 and a level 3, did you say? And then 5 sorcery points. So we'll call that 10. We'll just call that a straight up 10. So 5 sorcery points and then the 5 spell slot levels.
Yep.
I think that works out. So we got 10 points from Lucius. Quill?
I'll do a double level 4, and then we'll see if this is overkill.
So 18
or not.
plus 2 from Ayla. Okay. All right. So you begin channeling all this energy. Lucius and Quill, what are you guys doing? So you're led down into the engine room, and you can see these, throbbing spheres. They're like these big metal spheres that contain the 2 infernal engines. What do you guys do? Describe this to me, how you're making this work.
Well, Lucius will take off one of his gloves, and can I do like an Arcana check to see where there's the closest?
I don't even think you need to, I'm not going to make you make a check for this because there's no real chance you can fail. It's more that you can reach out with your senses, and yeah, you can sense like a point where like you could, if you gripped it with like your gauntlet, you could channel your power into the engines. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Then
Okay.
I think yeah.
Sorry, is there just before we begin this, is there anything anyone can cast to help me? Anyone just feeling very nervous.
Things like guidance are going
I
to take a
can-
minute. It's not going to help.
Okay,
And give you a really, really nice little electric shock.
brilliant. I
Wake
need
you
that.
up a bit.
I'm feeling nervous.
Fine.
It's very little
Just before
can
I
do.
start doing this thing, I'm like moving my hand around, ready to cast a spell, and then boop, guidance, and then carry on.
No, guidance won't work because you guys are in the engines. Nova's going to have to be in the center of the ship, and it's going to take longer than a minute for you to channel for you to empower the ship. So a guidance isn't going to help
I
here.
thought we
If you had something that lasts
Right,
longer,
okay.
like 10 minutes, like a bless, that could work.
You
I've got
don't need
shield.
us, Nova. You've got this.
Shield probably won't help Nova. It might help you,
No.
Sentry. You don't know how it's what it's going to be like taking this damage.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just give me a pep talk. Tell me it's fine. Tell me it's going to be fine. Tell me. Oh God, I can't believe you've all taken.
It'll be fine.
Is there any way that I can't take any of the damage on behalf, or try and help Sentry to absorb some of it and reduce some of it to her? Like if I can.
Not in your role, unfortunately. No. So this is you're channeling it straight through. This is going to be going through the ship and then feeding, directly into Sentry. And then Nova's going to have
She
to manipulate
will
that
take
entry.
half damage from lightning damage because I will be raging, so my aura will be protecting everyone
Your
within 10
aura's-
feet from.
That she's not within 10 feet. Sentry and Nova are in the middle of the ship. You guys are going to
Damn
be all the way in engineering. So yeah, you're going to be too separated. You guys also can't see each other when this is happening. So the three of you, Lucius, Quill. Yeah, they're with you. Yeah, they're all with you basically. You guys, you can see, you three can see each other, but you can't see Sentry and Nova. But you can communicate with the messenger rings. But yeah, you begin channeling this energy. Quill, what does it look like with you? Are you just like?
I think any areas where Lucius is casting all of these colors and they're floating around in the air, I'm kind of drawing things in the air, in the gaps in between to like fill up the space, and then kind of focusing on those individual points to kind of make this kind of massive mural in the air in between all of these colors and things.
Yeah, like
Of
glyphs
just
and stuff.
radiant
Like you
light.
actually doing like arcane symbols with your wing.
Yeah.
Cool.
As with the connection to the engine touching, I'm using the Ethereum Gauntlet arm. I'm going to try and regulate the amount of power going into it so that I've got my level 3s and level 2s. I can visually see them channeling through my gauntlet and making sure the energy is consistent, at least.
Consistent. Sure.
I'm putting my energy into doing that.
And then Ayla, you're just sort of letting the lightning arc out of your body straight up into these spheres, like in the middle, just like. Cool. So,
But also,
this
like,
surge
Lucius
of
trying
power.
to make it steady,
yeah, steady.
if I can.
Between the three of you, these surges of power run through the ship, and you feel the ship itself kind of lurch. The engine seems to kind of kickstart and jump forward. The lights grow brighter and brighter. You're almost having to close your eyes against how bright the lights are becoming inside the ship. The gravity feels heavier. The air feels thick. Like everything in the ship is being enhanced as this huge surge of magic is channeled through it. Is that at this point you feel like you're giving a lot of energy? Are you going to add any more quill? Because this is you have to make the decision now. Like, are you going to spend more, or is this the amount of energy you're going to give?
Spend more to. I mean, if the energy
you are
of the
currently
ship is,
at
like,
you are currently at a total of 20 power.
Yeah, I mean, if the energy, if like the gravity is getting stronger and the lights are burning now, then I feel like this is enough power. I think next time I'm probably going to give less.
Okay. Right. Sentry.
Hello.
Hello. You... So, the way that it's set up is you are basically almost like you're gripping these crystalline pipes that run through the flooring of the ship itself. These long kind of... almost like crystal tree branches. They're not quite pipes, but they're just raw material crystal. And you're having to grip them, and you can already feel power surging through it from the ship normally. And you can barely just kind of concentrate. You can feel this power trying to surge up into your body. And then Nova, you're actually kind of connected to Sentry herself, kind of channeling the power through your mind back into Sentry to send it back through the ship. Sentry, the wave of force that hits you is immense. You just feel this overwhelming surge of magic. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
I remember your +3 is already built into your saves.
Yeah.
It's too much power.
Ooh, 21.
21.
Nice.
You are going to take half damage from this, and this is spell
Nice.
damage. So you have your Aura of Warding or something, I think it's called, where you take half damage from spells.
Warding.
I'm pretty sure you have that ability.
10 feet have resistance to damage from spells, yeah.
So that will also apply. So you're going to take a quarter of this damage, which is a good thing.
Oh shit.
Because it would have been
Holy
75 points of damage. Half
Oh my
to
God.
35,
16.
37. Half of 37 is...
She's a beast. She can take it.
Yeah, like let's call it
Yeah.
16. And you just feel this power just surge up into your body, and you just grip, and you can feel in the Matrix this golden sphere. If you imagine almost that you're holding these channels and this energy is about to overwhelm you, you begin to see like golden spectral hands of other guardians kind of gripping it beside you, and more and more and more of them kind of spread out from the center of this matrix in your mind, kind of holding on to it with you. And you feel that some of that pain, some of that energy is dissipated into these additional kind of minds and souls. And then your eyes just glow, and this bright, golden light streams out of them. And yeah, you're holding on to the energy. Nova, you can see that Sentry's body is being racked with this powerful spell force. You kind of hold on to her, and with Tiangong in your hand, you can feel that knowledge of the invisibility spell, the mechanics to it, the glyphs, the words that are needed to be said surge through your mind. I need you to make an Arcana check for me.
Okay, I'm using physical dice because roll 20
Sure.
doesn't like me at the moment.
Sure.
19 plus 6, 25.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
With
Nice.
Tiangong in hand, you take that energy, this huge surge of energy, and you feel and you know the applications, the science of it all, the schematics. And where you would normally kind of spread that magic across these multiple creatures, instead you channel it back into Sentry. And looking down, you can almost see Sentry turning translucent. And then the floor around Sentry turns translucent. And then the walls and the tables and the Magitech bike and Big Cat and Thalia and everything around you just turns to perfect crystal glass. And then it all kind of seems to recede out. Sentry comes back into view, but it's almost like a curtain now forming. And you can see it kind of covering around the ship like a thin layer of gel, as the whole ship just seems to vanish. You don't know how long this will last. It normally lasts an hour, right? Invisibility?
Yeah, one
Yeah,
hour.
or at least until we attack.
Okay. Roll a d10 for me.
Are you a D10? No, you're a D8. What the hell? 5.
5. You reckon this spell will last about half as long as it normally does. Just the sheer amount of energy it's taken to create this effect. It won't. It's unstable. You estimate you have about 30 minutes before it dissipates. Do you
Not
say
bad.
anything when it's completed?
Yeah, I'll message ring everyone or just shout as loud as I can. We have 30 minutes of this spell. I can maybe cast it again, but obviously Sentry will take more damage.
That's if our people in the engine room have enough power, but 30 minutes, I can make this work. And then you feel Thalia kind of almost lean back in her chair as she grips these kind of orbs for the controls, and she just turns around and sort of winks at Nova. I suggest you hold on to something, dear, now. And then you just feel the ship just lurch forward. Nova, you're nearly thrown backwards. Sentry, you manage to grab her as you just feel the Twin Star rocket forward as the thin purple mist of astral space warps all around you. Thalia deftly twists and turns in between the debris of all these different wrecked ships. And for 30 minutes, there's no sign of anything detecting you. And then Nova, you know that the invisibility begins to flicker and fade. What do you guys do? Do you want to try and cast it again?
I'll try and cast it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll relay
people in the
that
engine room.
to the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to need
We're
power.
going to need to cast it again.
I'll put in 2 rages.
Okay, so for a 4th level spell, basically. 2 level 2s, so power of 4.
How much distance did we cover?
In 30 minutes, some, not enough. You're still going to be quite, but you've got a great head start now. If anything tried to pursue you now, it would be very, very difficult for them to catch up. But they might be able to shoot at you. They may be able to fire on.
I've
Quilek,
got
I
very
believe-
little left. I can give 2 more spells of my own at the weakest level.
I can give a bit more. Do you need more?
It's
Well,
harder
you got
for you,
left.
Ayla. The more you give, the more you're exhausted you're going to make yourself. This isn't just spell energy for you. This is brief moments of intense rage.
It's 2 level 1 spells.
Okay, we need to give less anyway.
So
We need to
2,
give less.
so 6.
It was too much last time. I'll do a 6th and a 5th, so 11.
So a 6th and a 5th, so you give another 11. So that brings us up to...
You want to do less and you do that?
hang
No,
on.
I put more myself. But it's less
18.
than 20. It's like 7. Oh, is it 18? Okay,
It's
yeah.
18.
It's still less.
Yeah,
Not by too
18.
much. I don't want.
Ayla,
I don't want
did
so
you want to
little
try and give any
that
more?
fails.
I can give another rage. So 3 altogether.
So another 2.
I can take
so you
it.
get 20. So 20
Don't
again.
worry, Yeah.
She can
Okay.
take it at the moment.
Sentry,
What about
con
20?
save.
Okay.
Con save. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. 17 plus 6.
Same thing again. You're going to take quarter damage. This time 65. So that's half to
Nice.
32. 15, 16
got it.
more points of damage. You feel
Nice.
it rucking through. We need an Arcana check from Nova. Again, you feel that surge of energy erupt through Sentry as this powerful wave
13
of
plus
magic.
6. 19.
19. Okay, can you... Where's our Twin Star Longbow stats? Is it on here? Where are
Don't
my
like
mishaps? Where are my mishaps? Where are they?
I've got it in handouts. Engine.
It's alright, I
mishaps?
think I've got it.
Uh,
Yes. Roll a d20 for me, please, Nova Vija.
Uh-oh.
D20.
Yep.
14.
14. Okay, so this time you managed to surge some of the energy. Can you roll a d10 for me? The invisibility, you do manage to divert the tension, but you feel as you are trying to send this energy through the ship, it splinters like a fracture. Tendrils of energy erupt from Sentry. Sentry, you kind of feel the shooting, jolting pain as these blasts of energy erupt into other parts of the ship. What did you get on the d10?
10.
10. The spell's going to last as almost for the full hour this time, but you hear sections of the outer hull as pieces of armor and chunks of the hull are blown off by this errant energy that you channel back through the ship. The whole thing shudders, and if we were to see it, if we were outside, none of you know this, but where the ship is invisible, kind of like becoming this translucent mirror, there are now these big chunks where you can see the flickering of arcane energy along the hull, kind of giving away, dispersing some of the illusion of the invisibility.
Oh, so it's like squares of just magic
squares of
flying
like
through space.
crackling magic and things like that along where the hull's been blasted off, basically.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You travel for perhaps another 20 minutes, and then Thalia is like, something's gone wrong. I think the spell's still active, but 3 patrol craft are following us. They're quick. They don't seem to be firing, but these 3 ships begin following and following. Once the hour, you can see now Aerois growing bigger and bigger and bigger as you approach it faster. But you also see this burning light. And as it comes closer, it becomes more clear what this light around Aerois is. Almost like an old galleon. Not too dissimilar to the Storm Chaser and the airship designs of Aerois. But rather than made of wood and metal, it is made of light. Golden, pure light and flame itself. A giant ring of fire erupts around its main torso, and it burns with a blazing intensity. So much so that you almost can't bear to look at it, and you can hear the sound of sizzling, hot fire running along the edges of the Twin Star as this sunship gets closer and closer. And then, from its main deck, you see 3 arcing beams of flame erupt towards the Twin Star. Past one side, past the other side, past overhead. As it impacts against the 3 pursuit ships, they quickly turn, diverting away, pulling away as fast as they can. You have narrowly escaped the Valkyrian cruises. And then Thalia, we do have a problem. I can't control the ship. It's not responding. I can't turn. I can't maneuver. I can't move away from this thing. We're going straight for it.
Drop the
Quill?
invisibility.
Okay.
He needs to see us. He needs to see it's
drop
us.
Yeah, so you cancel
I
the
dropped
spell.
it.
You drop it, and the Twin Star becomes visible once more. The rest of you kind of rushing up into the main area, into the cockpit, where you can see that the whole Twin Star is bathed in this golden light being projected from the ring itself, and it is pulling the Twin Star in. What do you do?
We need to reach out. Say something.
Drawing you
I will-
closer and closer.
Like we're ages away from it in like real world distance, aren't we?
I mean, you're getting damn close. Like, this thing is moving you fast.
Oh my god! Sending on. I'm gonna cast sending to Palador, and I have seen him before.
Okay.
Champion of Hesper and friends of Aerois, trying to return home. Do not fire upon us, please.
Okay. There's no response, Quill, but instead that ring of flame around the sunship grows brighter and brighter until the cockpit of the Twin Star is so bathed in light you can't see out of it anymore. It's so bright that the light filters through. The heat is warmth and intense, but that blinding light is so much that none of you can see. You are all blinded. And then eventually the movement stops. The light
What do we do?
dims.
He needs
And
to
you
know it's
see
us.
that there is nothing but darkness around you. It's just, you seem to be in a void of darkness.
Alia, do you have any idea where we are?
No. I've no idea.
Okay.
This is your world. This is your gods or titans or whatever you want to call them. This is beyond me now, my friends. I think that this is on you.
Tiangong,
If this is truly
Do
a
you know where
protector
we
of
are?
your world. Affirmative.
I think we had
Are we
a
past
little...
Palador?
Negative.
Just have faith in Palador, everyone. Think of home.
Affirmative.
Palador, if you're judging us, you know, you've seen me and Ayla before.
You hear a hissing as the door hatch that leads into the Twin Star opens. And a small, delicate light in the shape of a small sphere with arms and legs stands there. And it gestures with a little hand.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if he sees us, that's good.
Walk
You
over.
have to follow.
Okay.
This isn't my world. I'll stay here, along with Kyrie and Rethra. I think, well, you're the ones from Aerois. You should go and speak with them.
Okay. We'll do the talking. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go. Let's go.
The
talk to him.
little orb of light kind of gestures once more, and it begins walking into the night, seemingly stepping on nothing.
I'll walk through. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Follow it.
Yeah, I'll walk through.
Yeah, you guys will follow it. The little orb leads you out into nothing. The door on the Twin Star shuts, and then the Twin Star vanishes from sight, leaving you in an empty void. But he keeps walking, and eventually little lines of golden light begin appearing alongside you, forming almost like a walkway, until they lead to a large circled disc, upon which the little orb stands, and it gestures around it.
We stand around it.
Yep.
Everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do, it suddenly lurches, and you begin moving upwards. You don't see any movement, it's just darkness, but you can feel something lifting you. And then after a few moments, the sky opens, and you see astral space, and you see blazing fire and golden light shining in, and you emerge up onto the deck of the sunship itself, like standing on translucent amber glass filled with luminous energy. You see the ship all around you. Many more of these small geometric shapes made of light with arms and legs are attending to sails, to ropes, to weapons. They seem to be scurrying all around the ship. But at the top, on the deck, where the captain would stand, a giant, not quite wheel, but a crescent moon in his hands. A pair of large golden gauntlets enshrouded around his fists, his hair flicked back like blazing flames, but instead a golden blonde luminous hair swept back, and a cape made of fire descending from his shoulders. You see a grizzled soldier, a veteran with scars and burns across all of their body. They have one eye, the other one burnt away by a long, deep scar across their face.
So, the children have returned home.
He looks down, and you can see this one eye, this one remaining eye, is like an orb of fire, like a little sun inside his socket. And then he grins.
Golden gauntlets.
You-
Nice. I love that.
You have done well.
I'm glad to hear it, Palador. I'm so glad to hear it. Oh, we thought for a second you might just take us
Yeah.
out of the sky.
Yeah, we thought we were
My
goners.
duty, champion of Hesper, is to protect this world and to protect its citizens, even those not born here. Anyone who holds Aerois as sacred in their hearts is a child of Siaska. I would have it no other way. But you were to be judged, that your worthiness needed to be measured, and I have not found you wanting.
You. Okay.
So, you have traveled far, and you come home, but I ask, why? You have seen what dangers await you. You have seen the wonders of the multiverse that Siaska has hidden from you. So why return?
We need to protect our home.
And you think that you alone can protect it? Lucius, son of Virion, son of Eloin? You think that you are ready to protect Aerois from the horrors that you have witnessed? From the spawn of Hadar? From the might of Valkyrian? You? When Aerois has protectors?
Absolutely not. Alone, I would be shot into dust in microseconds. But why wouldn't I join the fight? Why wouldn't I be part of this war to protect our home?
You are too humble, son of Virion. I think that alone you would put up a greater fight than you realize. But what of the rest of you? I know there are warriors, and he looks at Sentry and Ayla. I know that there are scholars. He looks at Quill. And I know that there are those who have found different reasons. And he looks at Nova. So why? Why return?
No one else is gonna fight. Someone has to. Aerois is our home. Aerois is the only place that I've ever known as home.
I was going to say,
And-
you must know now that it is not your home originally. She of Alfheim.
But it's not about the planet, it's about the people who live on it as well. And that's my home.
Now that is a good answer. One that the Storm King himself would have been pleased to hear. Not that I knew him, but I know his descendant, and she would also be pleased to hear it. Any of you else? Have you nothing but to say?
I mean,
I
we've
would
seen.
fight because I don't fear death. I've seen death before. I fear a life without purpose, without meaning, and Aerois has given me that. My friends have given me that. Aerois has given me so much more than I could have ever asked for, and to lose that again would destroy me.
But you carry a very precious cargo, Sentinel Prime. Not just the fates of, not just a Genesis relic, one of their most old, ancient, powerful devices that came from even beyond the Prime divinities. You carry the souls of your people. You carry the future of the Guardian race. And still you would risk a fight? You would still go into battle?
Without Aerois, there are no Guardians. Everything that I've worked for would have been gone. I can't lose. None of us can.
He just nods. Looks towards Nova and Quill.
I mean, we've seen what the multiverse is, and we've seen it controlled by Starbane. Aerois is hidden from the rest of that. Starbane knows about it, sure, but he doesn't have control. We can stop that as best we can. Also, I've learned this from Hesper. We can find out the secrets of Aerois, find out how to destroy Hadar, maybe. But I've learned this from you. We can keep defending it. One man controlling an airship in the sky, fighting against hordes of Valkyrian ships. 5 people on the ground in Aerois, rallying troops and trying to protect it from those that get through.
You are wise, Quillek, chosen of Hesper, but there is still much you must learn. I may defend Aerois against Valkyrian for now, but I cannot defend it against Hadar. And even then, there are some things about Aerois I cannot save. But you are right. There are still things we can all do. Mysteries that need to be unlocked. How would my brother put it? There are questions that need to be answered, perhaps. And what of you, Nova Vija? No longer of Ganas, but of Vortensar. You have learned much, I can see. There is now wisdom, clarity, but perhaps a little conflict, perhaps a little understanding of things greater than just one planet's problems. Why do you return? There is a place for you out there, a world, an empire.
They're not free, though. You know, probably, that there was a time when I didn't side with Starbane, but I understood his reasons, and I understand the fear of Hadar, and I understand why he moves in the way he does against Hadar. And for a time, I thought of helping him, of convincing him. But in seeing the other side of the galaxy, in finding out that my people are part of the Empire, well, they're not free, are they? And it's not right. So, I'm here because Starbane is here. And that's where I am with that. And ultimately, I'm here because of Tiangong. I made a promise, and I intend to see it through. And there are still parts of Tiangong here.
There are. A promise is a mighty thing to keep. And freedom, that was my mother's ultimate wish. She knows that Callus's empire is safe, strong. She knows it is prosperous. She knows that it is full of knowledge that we would never understand on Aerois. But she knew that it lacked one thing: the freedom to choose. And that is what she sought to preserve. That is why I am here. That is why of all the titans, of all the gods of Aerois, I do not have as much contact with my worshippers. Because I am here, and I must always be here, and I cannot leave. I cannot visit upon the people that worship me. I cannot send them dreams or messages. My duty is here. This ship, this war, this fight. And I have fought it for so long that now this ship and I have become one. This ship is too a Genesis relic. A powerful device that my mother found was gifted in reality by the Divine of Light. And now it is as much as part of me as I am it. And that has protected me against something you must all know and understand. The other titans, the other gods, their power is fading, and it is fading fast. Look upon Aerois, and he gestures. You see the cradle, the swirling barrier of color. It is fading. It is falling. I suspect that it has less than a year before the cradle is completely gone from Aerois. No ship will be defended against. No planar travel will be dispersed. And when it is done, when the cradle falls, Siaska will be reborn. But she will be weakened. And as the cradle falls, the other titans, their powers will go. Their powers will fade. They will not have the strength to fight against Valkyrian again. And they certainly will not have the power against Hadar. So I have watched. I have cast my golden eye out to the multiverse, and I watched as 5 travelers were sent far from their home. I have seen what you have done. I have seen what you have done, and I have seen what you are capable of. And you are our hope now. The child of Starbane, the child of Siaska herself. It is between you and them that a new hope must be built. My power is here. I cannot go beyond Aerois. I cannot journey out into the multiverse. The ship cannot travel. You have met the Frostwatcher. It is bound to the shifting straits. It cannot go beyond those realms. We can protect Aerois, but not forever. Not against Valkyrian, not against Hadar. And so it is with this that I charge you. Find the way. Find the hope. Rebuild it. And destroy those that threaten our world. Now I can open the way. I can allow your ship to pass. But if you have questions, now is your time to ask them, because we will not meet again.
Oh, God.
I have one.
Speak.
If the Titans, if your brethren sacrifice themselves to reform, will it reform the cradle? Will it bring Siaska back, but stronger?
It would not reform the cradle, but it would give our mother more power. The more of my brethren that do not exist when she is reborn, the more powerful she will be. The Titans are formed of Siaska. They are elements of her, facets of her personality, of gifts given to her by the other divines. The less of them there are, the more power she will have when she is reformed. But you will find that not all of them will give up this power so easy. My brother Telecus, Zephyr, maybe some of the Kalara, they take their position seriously. They believe that they still have a chance against Valkyria and Hadar. That will fall to you.
Would you sacrifice yourself?
I am no longer in the equation, young Vija. Since, for 5, 6, how long now? 1,000 years have I sat aboard the helm of the Sunship. As I said, I am it and it is me. I cannot no longer be separated from it. But nor am I connected to the cradle. My connection to Siaska is long past. I am no longer the Titan that she created. I am new. Something different. The power of this Genesis relic and we have merged.
But the people of Aerois gain their powers, or at least the magical people of Aerois gain their powers from Hesper, from Palador, from you, obviously, from everyone. If we remove them from this equation, then doesn't that weaken the people of Aerois?
You fear for the magic that you have gained, Quillic, champion of Hesper? Are you afraid to lose these powers?
I mean, of course, it's what I need to be able to fight myself.
I ask you this. Do you think that without Hesper, there is no knowledge? Do you think that without Hesper, there is no magic? Who brought those things to Aerois before Hesper? Who created the air and the sky and the sea and gave those domains to him? As long as there is Siaska, your powers will not go anywhere. Remember, he is her. He is her knowledge, her magic, made form. Hesper will always be there. But not as a physical being, not as a titan, but as a concept, as a belief. Perhaps he will be more of a god once he is gone than he ever has been.
The ones that aren't willing to relinquish their position, how do we even approach that? We don't fight them, do we? We don't try to take them down ourselves.
That is not for me to answer, I'm afraid. They are my brothers and my sisters.
Palador,
Lucius.
you protect outside. Do you look inward, ever?
It is hard for me, I must be honest, Lucius. Beyond the cradle, my vision is distorted. I was built to look outwards, to see the threats coming from beyond, to fly this ship, to protect it, to guide light and warmth around our world. I know that some of my followers, I can feel that they have been swayed, that they have become, not corrupted, but led astray by a pretender in my name. I have no way of reaching them. I do not speak to them as Hesper speaks to Quillic.
people look up and they see light and warmth, and that is what they believe in. That is what they worship. They see fire in their hand, or they feel fire in their heart when they battle. Those are the ways that people know me, not through dreams or books or scripture.
I believe we will need guidance. So of your kindred, your fellow Titans, who would you trust?
I trust Lucius. You ask me, if I were to ask you of your family, choose ones that you trusted, could you truly choose? Even those that I know would not give up their power for our mother, Atelicus, Zephyr, Kalara, I know that they have their own areas that they know. If I were to go into battle, I would trust no one to be as firm a spear at my side as Atelicus. If I were to sail the waves, I would trust no one to guide me but Zephyr. And if I were to die, I would trust only in Kalara to see me into the next life. I cannot choose them, tell you who to trust. And you must remember that many decisions, as I told you before, our mother valued freedom to choose above all else. That is what she wanted for you, for all the people of Aerois. That you must choose, make your own decisions, guide your own destinies. You must not be led by emperors. You must not be led by tyrants. You are your own people. Trust in those that you feel you can trust, who have proven themselves to you, whose actions and words speak to your heart. That is all I can suggest.
Where are the halls of infinity?
This is a very good question, Nova Vidya. And I will do one better.
He pinpoints, he raises up one of the gauntleted fingers. You notice that the whole time he's speaking, neither of his hands leave the helm, but he lifts one up, leaving one, and you can see he kind of strains when he does it. He points towards Aerois, and a thin beam of light projects from his finger, and you see it, penetrates through and highlights the Starfall Archipelago, which is an area of Aerois, a series of island chains, and it pinpoints. It is here. But to access it, you will need a key. 2 keys, in fact. I present you with one myself. And he grips the helm once more and nods his head, and a small bead of light kind of appears in front of you, Nova, and solidifies into a golden pearl. That is my key to the hall. You will need another.
Oh, thank you. Where can we
Do
find a
the other
second?
Titans
You will
have
need
the key?
The Titans possess the keys, for it is our home. It is the place where we can be our most powerful. But even that is fading. I no longer need it. The Sunship and I. It provides me power. I provided connection to Aerois. But the others still need the Halls of Infinity. The Halls of Infinite Resplendence are... It is where the essence, it is where everything is kept. You will find many answers there.
We try to get Hesper's key. That seems like the best one. Lucius, I trust Hesper. I don't think that's misplaced.
I don't know, Quill. Faced with losing everything, even Titans could change. What would you do to protect your own life?
I mean, Hesper guided me this far. He knows the risks. If anyone would, it would be him. I wouldn't want to let him go, but if I have to.
Our time is coming up short. Soon the Sunship will be too far out of range for me to guide you back. If you have any last questions,
Now is the time to ask them of me.
I can't think of any.
I have one
can't
more,
think of
but
anything.
I don't want to. I'm not polite.
Guardian, Sentinel Prime.
Yeah.
Perhaps you do
You've
not
met
have
many
a
people
question.
along the way.
Yes.
How do we unite people?
That is a question I cannot
How-
answer. I have been alone for a long time, Sentinel Prime, but I believe that you have that gift. Root would not have chosen you if you did not know the answer. But I can perhaps help a little way. I have learnt to unify myself with a Genesis relic. You too carry a Genesis relic. I could share my knowledge with you, help you strengthen your connection to the Prime Matrix. Very well.
Yeah.
Come forth. Stand beside me so I may touch you.
Okay.
You make your way up the stairs. These golden amber lights emerge as you begin making your way towards him. And you see now, I mean, Palador must be sort of 12 feet tall. He's huge. You know, he's way bigger than a normal human would be. You know, this perfect physique just blended with flames and light. This golden hair spilling up behind his head. For those of you who are familiar, there's almost an element of a Lightborn about his hair, where the hair is just this golden radiance. And he reaches out, Sentry, and places a hand just in front of the Prime Matrix. So he kind of reaches down with his giant gauntleted hand, and he closes his eyes, and you feel this intense warmth and heat beginning to build up. But you can also now begin to feel the energy of the Matrix stronger. You can feel it pulse and move. You can almost feel many of the beings within it. You can hear their voices more clearly, and you feel that connection go stronger and stronger. And that skill and expertise that Palador has gained transfers to you. And you and I will sort out that upgrade off screen, but you feel your connection to the Prime Matrix strengthen.
Oh man.
That's awesome, thank you.
Champion of
I'll
Palador.
give him like a little Solvin salute, like the 3 fingers, bum bum bum, on the chest, and just give him like a really deep bow.
Yeah, he kind of brings his hand back to the helm. It kind of almost magnetizes in place. It snaps up when he draws it close. He just nods. Well, my dear friends, companions, brave travelers, I do believe it is time for you to go home. Goodbye. And your vision, he grows brighter and brighter and brighter until again your vision is just nothing but golden light. And then suddenly it goes. You blink and you find yourselves back in the cockpit of the Twin Star Longbow. Nothing but black void. Thalia kind of whips around. Rethra is like, where did you go? Are you alright? What happened?
We spoke to Palador, and he gave us a lot of information, but he said we're free to go. I think the void is still here, though. Will it clear out?
It's not gone yet. I've tried moving it. The ship just doesn't respond. And then as Thalia is kind of looking around, you see like a pinprick of light in front of the cockpit that begins opening like an iris. And you see Aerois before you, the coloured swirl of the cradle around it. And then a beam of light projects forward, and you see it opens a hole in the colourful pattern of the barrier. And then the ship begins to move forwards. Thalia turns, I am not doing this. This is not me. I am not flying my own ship.
Okay.
And then suddenly the Twin Star launches forward at a lightning fast pace, guided by the light of the sunship itself. Suddenly astral space becomes bright colours of the cradle. Suddenly the cradle becomes swirling clouds, and then the Twin Star soars amongst blue skies and white clouds and the endless ocean.
Oh my god!
You are home.
Hey, whereabouts though?
We did it!
Well, we're on a ship.
Who cares?
Whereabouts
Like,
indeed?
Whereabouts indeed. We'll find
We're
out
back.
next week, because I think even though we're a bit early, there's not a more perfect time to end the episode. So
We've arrived. We've finally
Yeah.
made it
Did
back.
it.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yay.
My God.
Hey,
Mark, that,
That
was
was
Johan.
mwah, mwah,
Oh,
chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Oh,
That was
you enjoyed it?
amazing.
Yeah.
Man,
Really,
those,
really
those
good.
2 shots going over the ship, and then you paused for a second. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. And then you said it soared right past us. I was like, oh my God, that was perfect.
yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Oh.
That was so
Oh
cool.
my god, that
Very
whole
cool.
cloaking thing
Awesome.
as well. Like, oh, I
Dude,
wanted to wet
man.
myself.
Fucking
So
great
good.
idea as well, using the invisibility
Yeah?
spell.
Yeah.
That was a really cool idea. Yeah, I honestly I hadn't even thought about it. Like, I just completely forgot that
Yeah.
Nova had that spell. And then when you were like, "Is there a way we could like?" And then when I said like using the minor illusion, and you said, "Oh, I don't have major illusion," I was like, "Oh, that's a shame." But then yeah, you were like, "Yeah, what about invisibility?" I was like, "Yep, that would totally work."
Yeah.
Oh, cloaking device Star Trek nerd was so happy.
Yeah, and then it
Also,
was a
like, the
little bit of a
conduit
sort of
thing.
like, how can I make these mechanics work?
Yeah.
I've vaguely done a similar thing in the past to this. Let's do that. And then
Yeah, it's really
that
cool.
sort
It
of worked
worked
out.
really well.
It's really
Yeah,
The whole
cool.
idea of like spell slots powering it, and then the checks and stuff, I thought was kind of cool. So yeah,
Just
man.
for
and then you got to meet another Titan, another god,
Yeah.
effectively.
That was
Why
cool.
not?
He was cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
I liked
He was
him.
really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, Palador's
Yeah,
been
the
one of those
golden
characters where,
gauntlets.
like, I wrote loads of stuff about Palador when we first began the campaign, and then it's never really come up again. And so it's kind of fun that I was like, "Oh, you actually get to meet him now, and he's cool."
Yeah,
We're
he's
So,
probably
awesome.
never going to see him again.
Yeah.
No, never.
For-
No, that's how I
For
work with my
reference,
NPCs.
we left Aerois on the 26th of April in Earth time.
Wow.
Holy crap.
What
It's been a
episode was
very-
that?
it's been a few
It's
episodes.
almost
59.
like when this pandemic hit, isn't it?
Hmm.
Ah,
roughly.
curious.
Episode 69.
You know what,
Oh,
there, Trotty?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Right.
this whole episode, I can hear myself slightly offset, so I'm
I know.
choosing the times to speak.
You did very good, considering I know that you
Yeah.
had that as a problem going in. I thought you did very, very well.
So I just
Even
focused
if
on
you
the
did
music
spend the
instead.
first 30 minutes of being stone. So,
There you
Being
go.
stoned.
Yeah.
right, shall I read out? I've got some more
I
ones
can-
from High Rollers D&D.
I
So I'm
can
going to read these out.
now.
Oh, that's
I've
true. Yeah,
taken
do you want to
the
read
thing
them?
out.
Yeah, you read them.
Yeah, where'd you get to?
I read up to. Oh God, this is where it becomes a problem. Oh God, I really don't know.
The
Oh, Tommy.
300-pound 19-year-old birthday one.
Yeah, that one.
300. What? Oh my god. Okay, well,
Yeah.
holy shit. Well,
That's
if
not
you
in the
did read that
reason,
one,
Oh yeah, you were away for
then
that one.
thank you, Rudolph Reichtopen, again for that. Holy shit. In
Yes,
that case,
yeah,
after
that
that
was
is isonomy. Hey all, I know it's not much, but please consider this my deepest thanks for everything you do. The stream has been my reason to look forward to Sunday evenings. Well, we're on Sunday. Keep up the wonderful work and keep safe. Well, thank you very much, Isonomy. Lyrian Sins. I'm sure I heard this one earlier. As a fellow Scot, wanted to welcome Katie back to our gorgeous country. I hope you had a great time, and
Yeah, I did that
high
one.
rolling to you all. Natalie Hawthorne with a quarter hundo.
That
Can't
was
wait
one
for
I got to.
Marku to leave us. Okay, can't wait for Marku to leave us at a cliffhanger right before we get back to Aerois. No, we made it. Here's
No,
the
we did it, we
quarter
did it.
hundo to ease
Ha!
all our suffering.
Ha!
Love you, babe. Love you, babes. That's a really awkward ending to that. It felt so weird to say. Eleanor with $30 doo-doos. It was my birthday this week. Happy birthday. So here's
Happy
a present from me.
birthday.
Happy
Thank you so much for all the joy you've brought me all this year. Well, happy birthday again, Eleanor. Thank you very much. Savage Cave Penguin. Evening rollers. How does it feel now that Aerois is almost older than Lightfall? No. Oh god,
I mean-
it must be, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cheers for the good times.
No,
Can I
We
get
had
a...
like 100 and something episodes in.
Yeah, actually true
Lightfall.
that. Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it might be older in
cheers for the
terms
good
of
times.
like time.
Yeah, maybe. And
was
can I get a
off.
bolt here? Aha! Judo! Nice.
There you go. You just got it.
Oh, hey, Austin, with a quarter hundo. Just wanted to let you all know, you guys are not allowed to stop high rollers. I don't care if you're 80 years old. I still need more.
God.
I mean, I don't plan on stopping.
Okay.
I've got
For the
nothing
rest
going
of
on.
my life. I got nothing doing. I got
got
nothing
nothing
doing.
going on.
It's Brian Branana. Thank you all for supporting my new small business. You've given me so much hope for its future. Tom, your reviews were particularly specific and helpful in getting people interested in what I have to sell. Anyway, link for feet pics in chat. What the fuck did I say this time?
You really
"Oh,
didn't read
man."
that through to the end, did you? No.
What did I say this time? Where did I find myself this time? What-oh? Incontinentia, by the way, has also donated a $250. Someone
Thank you.
should show Sentry some strokes so she shall not sink. Yeah. You
Right,
need to learn how
okay.
to swim. Boondoggle
she's pretty
I'll
good
learn
at
to swim.
with a $500. Thank you very much. Little
Thank
did I
you.
know when
Wow.
I sat to watch a rando D&D stream to kill what I thought would be one lazy afternoon, it would become a Sunday morning ritual after a year of binging Lightfall and Aerois.
Aw.
Thanks
Wow.
for
Aw.
all the fun. You guys rock. Mark, you're a genius. Well, holy shit. What an
Don't know about
amazing
that.
review.
Thank you.
Just randomly rocking up onto high rollers and sticking around. That's so cool. Thank you very much, Boondoggle.
Yeah, thank you.
Chromium
Appreciate it.
246. Quick question. If your Aerois characters were animals, bird, which animals would they be? Obviously, Quill would be a bird. Yeah. Mark, what animal would Starbane or your favorite NPC be? I mean, Bunny, I think, would answer that question. You can guess which character that is.
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know.
What
Yeah.
character?
you'd be like a
What animal would Lucius
rhino
be?
or something.
A fennec fox or something like that.
A very fancy
A
animal.
phoenix? No,
What
like
were
a.
you were in the Animal Crossing one.
peacock.
And people did some
I was
Animal Crossing fan.
Yeah,
Like
the
Lucius
Animal
was a
Crossing,
horse.
I was a fox. Lucius
Yeah.
was a horse.
I think that works really well.
If we're
makes
going
sense.
for the Animal Crossing style I can envision, and Ayla's definitely
Yeah.
like an angry little fox.
Nova was Nova was like a squirrel, right?
Nova was like a squirrel.
I feel like, yeah,
They
it
are
would
the
be something
deer.
that's like really clever, but like just like a Darwin nightmare, like just really erratically running around and then forgetting where I put my nuts and that kind of thing. I do think a squirrel. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Smart but
Sentry's
dumb.
like a deer or something. An ent.
Yeah,
Sentry's
like
the
an elk.
100% hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elko.
Elk.
Yeah.
New Alex. Another super session. I'm not sure if the space/sci-fi section. Sorry, Tom, if the dental guard is still in. It's not. Of the campaign is nearly over. Space sci-fi section. Oh my god, I'm so glad they're not in. But I've loved it. And Kim seems to have done well to resist turning up in Star Trek cosplay. Live long and level up. I like that. I like that a lot.
That's nice.
It's more Star Wars. It's more Star Wars than Star Trek, just so you know.
I think it's. I mean, I feel like it's more. If it sounds really cool and kind of spacey, then yeah, it exists.
Yeah.
Rather than specifically Star Wars.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's if anything, it's I mean, and I know Trot will appreciate this probably the most. It's Final Fantasy VIII. Like literally, there's a point in Final Fantasy VIII where you go in space
Yeah.
and you go on a spaceship, and then you come
Me
back.
too, Final Fantasy
It's
nerd.
literally like I've done
Yeah.
that bit now.
Very
Yeah.
quick.
Holy
You
shit!
got to catch Renoa, and then you go on a spaceship full of aliens.
You float
Amazing.
around.
RCL, I think, with the $250. Hi, rollers. I've never been able to catch you live, but today in particular, I was busy playing my very own first game of D&D. We've almost got
Lovely.
our level 1 characters wiped by a pack of wolves, but we survived. I wish you higher rolls than mine. I mean, that almost happened to us in the first episode as well, except it was elves.
Now we've got wolves on our side.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Mudkip. Oh, God. Tom, and Reed, it is me,
Hello.
the one and only Mudkip. There's exclamation
Here he is.
marks in all of those. Tom, you spin round, right round, right, great DM Gandalf, no Geralt, no Mark. Now, Matt, yes, Sassy Sword got words, better congratulations, clap. Oi, oi, no, now. There's a sword boat, boat. Tom, Stone Trough Stroth.
These words.
What is this? What is this?
These
Move
are
on.
words.
Chaos
that's
Twins
one,
leaking
yeah.
into the
It's just
Sunday
Chaos Twin
stream.
nonsense.
That was
I
the
love this
worst
language.
one so far. Yeah,
Mudkip, I love your language.
love your language. Teach us your ways. Right, Mila BK, currently working on mapping homework and dreading the 50-hour work week ahead of me. But I have to say that listening to the Storm Chaser crew successfully calming a space snake and overcoming a long corridor scene is great background noise. Thank
We
you
did it.
very much, Mila BK. Best of
We broke
luck
the
with your
curse.
work week. Ravager 4, more Aerois, more fun. Isn't D&D great? You never know what your players are going to do next. Gave my players a manor to renovate. They decided to sell it and buy an airship. Funny that.
Oh.
Mark, what do you use for your airship rules and mechanics?
It's a mixture of things. It is a mixture of the books, the rules in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So if you buy Ghosts of Saltmarsh, it's got loads of sailing boat stuff at the end, using some of that. And then the management stuff I took from Acquisitions Incorporated D&D book. There's a bunch of stuff about running a franchise. You could just apply it to an airship. You could also, another option which has just come out that I could use for it, I'm thinking of switching to, is my good buddy Matt Colville has Strongholds and Followers, which is a book from his company, MCDM Productions. I've been using that for Knights of Evening Star. If like you could easily have the airship as one of the kind of structures like the keep or the research thing, or you could use a lot of the rules in that is basically what I'm saying. And it's got some like cost guidelines and stuff like that as well. So
Nice. There you go. Give that a try. One-Eyed Willie's One-Eyed Willie with a quarter hundo. I have goosebumps and my spine is tingling from this episode. Thank you for
Tingle,
everything
tingle.
that you do. Yeah, cinematic as hell. I loved it. Varys with a donation and no message. Thank you very much. Mila BK again. Jesus Christ, Mark, that Palador speech was amazing. You continue to amaze and inspire me as a DM. Also, no pressure, guys. Just a year to save the entire planet and all the people living on it. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure.
I mean, it's,
Aslan's
you guys level 12 now. It's big boy time. It's big boy, big girl
Aslan's
time.
beard. Aslan's beard has also donated with a quarter hundo. Mark's hair looking straight up sexy. Y'all keep bringing the fun and good
Gross.
times.
Getting it all chopped off next week, so say goodbye to it.
Nah, girl, you're doing it, girl. Ooh,
You're
girl.
doing it, girl. Ooh, girl, you're
Girl.
looking good, girl.
Girl, real sexy girl. Nightjar. Sorry. This fucking campaign, this fucking episode, the bloody beautiful lore and wonderful RP and storytelling. Love you glorious and talented nerds. I
Thanks,
don't know
pal.
why I read that so angrily, Nightjar, but I imagine there was
I
some
think it was-
fury in there.
Yeah.
I think Kim
thank
has
you.
frozen on a very unfortunate.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh, yikes. Oh, that
Trox.
sucks.
Oh, that's mean. Don't make it bigger. Come on.
Oh no, Kim,
It's
where are
amazing,
you?
Oh,
Come
dear.
back.
All right.
Well,
Any more, Tom?
thank
Hurry
you.
through them, and then we can go.
Nightjar, one more. Hamster Tickler. Oh my Titans. This episode was amazing. There you go. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for donating to High Rollers. And also, while Kim's not here, there was a ton of gifted subs at the start.
There was a
Recall
lot of gifted subs
specifically.
today.
I'll see if I can get them real quick.
I know
real quick.
Recall
I'm
did
so speedy.
loads, and there was a lot of people who were gifting like 5, 10 gifted subs. Honestly, like the best thing I can
Recall-
say. Go on.
Oh, God, there was tons,
I'm
actually.
back.
Recall, Socialism for the Win, Pondering Drifter,
What?
Pondering Drifter,
Whoa.
Talisman, Andrew September 17, Our Telemer, Cooper Orc, Dean Miller 1841, I Dunny Kent, and Parumpadump.
I love that.
Amazing.
All gifted a ton of subs. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Generosity
I
there.
always say the same thing with gifted subs. I say this on my streams when I do them, which is very rare. But if you get gifted a sub, pay it forward sometime. Like when you've got some spare money, when you've got some spare cash, gift a sub to somebody else. If you get gifted a sub, gift a sub on. That's always a nice thing to do. It doesn't even have to be on this channel, but it'd be nice if it was. That's all I'm saying. Trot, anything that we need to read out from Yogs or anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Oh.
In that case,
Can I just say a thank you to everyone who donated to EVR at the beginning of the stream? We hit 17k, so thank you very much.
yay!
Hey.
Well done.
Awesome.
Well
Thanks,
done.
Perfect
everybody.
stuff.
Well
What a
done.
lovely ending. Well, that's a great time to end. And that's what we're going to end on, apparently. Perfect. What a lovely ending for the episode.
Why? Why though?
This is just Trot being bored. Right, everyone. We will see you. So next things that you want to check out is Tuesday. We have Chaos Twins on High Rollers D&D Twitch channel. If you want to see more DMing from me, Nights of Evening Star on the D&D Twitch channel on Tuesday nights. Then we have Curse of Strahd on Thursdays. Everybody, Ree and Kim have been streaming a ton of their own channels at the moment. Trot's obviously got Hat Films as well. They do a lot of streaming. Tom and Katie have real jobs, so they're doing those.
I'm a real job.
I'm a failure, so don't worry about it. We'll see you for more High Roller stuff soon. Take care. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.